wait for the ads to roll. Also, before we get into building the tree, what's going on with my hair back there? It's probably been like that all day as well. Before we get into building the tree for Yavin, which I never got around to doing, I also want to try and Mills play it maybe today. Just sort out what is going on with Yavin. It's there, that's in the middle of the slave one. We said about moving it back here. I like that idea. That sounds cool. Maybe bring some other displays forward. I've built a little stand. Let me grab it. Let me get this, because this is to do with what we're doing for Yavin. This is the Smart Play TIE Fighter. Hopefully all your ads have played by now. Hello there. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Oh no, I've dropped the plate with it. I've still got quite a few things on my desk, so I might sort those out just before we get into any building. Anyone that tunes in to me ducked below my desk, that's hilarious. Hello there. This is Vader's Smart Play TIE, one of the best sets I've built. What do I want to say? Let's think about this for a second, right? Either way, I'm going to pee a lot of people off. Vader's TIE Advanced is the best set I've built. Gingerbread 8080. That was pretty cool. Fond memories of that. Load of good sets. The V19 was a strong set. Minifigures build all in all. I probably have to go with that one. We also had the UCS set last year. I think that came out the same. No, the V19 was a little afterwards. What order did we build those in? Probably the best set I've built since the V19. This little trophy here. And I also grabbed the plate from my TIE Advanced Planet series. Just sat it on front. I might clip that in. That looks like a nice display piece. Look at that. I love this. On display, looks like the ship's floating. Adds a bit of professionalism, don't you think, as well? Hello there, Moonshoes. To the model. The nice black pole, maybe a little shorter. Could be a little shorter. Axle run through the middle of a load of 2x2 round bricks. But I love how this looks. And I want to hide the bottom bit and sit this somewhere over Yavin. Maybe top right, top left as you're looking at it. Obviously, it won't be this big compared to Yavin. It will be a little bit smaller. But if I can hide the bottom with a bit of shrubbery, that is what I'm aiming to do today. Get Vader's TIE flying over. Then we've got the X-Wing. Made a few modifications to that as well. Let's get into it right at the start. The X-Wing here has an extra yellow bit on the nose with a dark red stripe. That's just a detail I've picked up rewatching the Trench Run in A New Hope. I also found a way to colour these without using stickers. This is so good. Can I show it off on this camera? I've added an ingot right in the middle of these studs. That was perfect. Fixed up the wings a little bit, moved around the toes, and just jiffied it all around, I guess. Jiffied it all around to where I like it. I kept the bottom wings as they are. We got the Minecraft ladder on the back. Love that piece. And other than that, I don't think there's too many modifications. I think that's the most, since I last showed it off in its own video, it's mainly the nose, the wings, and the two engines, one grey, one yellow. And we need light bright yellow in more tiles and more elements because it's not very common right now. But as well as the X-Wing, we've got the Y-Wing, and then there's an open space where the Slave One currently sits. Hello there, Nightbot. Welcome back. Never miss a stream, that Nightbot. Good one, that. I'm thinking that's the space for the Falcon, and the Falcon ties up Yavin, and then we can get working on another display. Just another display, Mandalorian-esque. Might change that up as the movie comes out and as we watch through it. But really want to, as we come to the end of March, there are two things on my list that I really want to do. We don't have many streams left. All goes to plan. Which does all go to plan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Maybe 6 streams. I think we can build the rest of the Smart Play. That's not including today. Today we're working on Yavin. I want to get a base for it. I want to get base plates. Where did I put them? I had base plates laying around. I want to get the base plates on them or under them. Oh, here they are. I want to get these base plates, and there's a few different colors. I think there's 6 of them. A few different colors we can go with. We've got this road one in dark bluish gray. That's going to be a pain to mills, so I might just leave this around in case I want to build anything for Mando that has like a runway. We have a runway in Yavin, but I want to mills plate it up, which is where you add bricks on top and then plate that so we can add a little divot and some like stairs or hide something in there. Yellow is obnoxious. That's going to stick out like a sore thumb on this display. Because the base is black and the top of this is probably going to be grey, that is going to stick out. So really, we've only got 2 options, and that's green or grey. Now for the Mandalorian, this is my thinking here. For Yavin, what is that sticker? Oh, wow, it's the shop that I bought it from. Item number 187493. Batch number 2106. Do those numbers mean anything to anyone out there? They don't mean anything to me. I'm not doxing myself by reading out the batch number of these base plates. Oh, there's another one. Hold on. There's another one. 187493. Are these balled together? 2106. They're the exact same numbers. If those numbers mean anything to anyone, let me know. And especially if it's a Star Wars number, that's pretty cool. But these base plates, nothing on here. No. These base plates have very different colors. Grey would work for Yavin because the floor of Yavin's quite grey. Green would work because it's quite grassy. Oh, look, there you are. There you are again. And I'm torn between them, but green is hard to use in other mocks. If for Mando we want to make a hallway, or we want to make anything that isn't that greeny Yavin-esque planet that we see in the trailer, green's going to be very hard to work into that. Grey, on the other hand, is going to be real easy to incorporate into even the greenest of mocks. You can hide this under a mills plate. So I think I saved this for Mando. I think I saved that, put that away, and we use the green ones today. That's my thought process. And then 2 of these do fit. I've already tested 2 of these fit in between these bits. These bits on the display, the legs. The legs of all the shelves, they fit in between. So that's going to work. I'll be able to slot that in afterwards. Just got to remove the roller coaster, which I think I'm happy to break down. I'm going to keep the speeders built over here. But first off, before we get to any of that, let me show you the current state of the desk. All right, let's put you there. No point putting it back if we're going to have to move it around again. This is the current state of the desk, and I am covering a tray, 2 trays underneath here. I was sorting out Lego earlier, and I never got it fully sorted. There's a few built bits. I need to add this droid. I need to add to that display, that wall there. So I need to get one of those clear bar elements, and I don't have too many of them. So I want to order a few. But before we get into anything, there's a few new sets that I want to talk about as well, especially for those of you that have seen the Darth Vader and the cursed Yoda. If you've seen the Darth Vader bust and the Yoda bust, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hello there, Ninjago fan. Welcome. All Ninjago fans here. Vader could be up for set of the year. I think Vader's tie at the minute is riding that wave. Trying to think January. Cobb Speeder. I love the minifigures. Great minifigures. Not too fond of the build. Mando Speeder's a good one. But again, those littler builds, I think we should get small builds like we did in the 2000s, like we did in the 2010s even. 2010s was when they decided to start growing the size. We need some smaller Lego Star Wars builds. Mando Speeder could have been whacked in with a little bar scene, just like the Dewback was in the Cantina. Similar to that, smaller scale set. Oh, we'll loop back round to that. Let me jot that down. The Cantina. Oh, the Cantina. Yes, I've had a falling out with a Cantina. I was so excited. That was number 1. That and the A-Wing was #1 for me. And then I looked into it. I haven't even seen a review of it. I looked into it. We'll get onto that in just a second. Yoda is actually cursed. Yeah, let me see if I can get up the images from Shanghai Amazon. Is that... Oh, server error? What? What? Well, I mean... What? Oh, it's loaded. No, this is not what I want. This is not what I planned. I do not understand. Something's not right. It's really wrong. Why is it coming up on my screen, server error, if I can then see what it is? What do you mean server error? Look, the site works. It's just got server error all over it. All right, here we go. They've removed the link to what it was originally, but I'm pretty sure it was Shanghai's Amazon page. No, server error. What's going on? Here we go. All right. I'm going to bring them up as I sort, so we got something to talk about. These are available. Sharpay! Hey, you caught on. You knew what I was doing. These are the images that we've got. This set is up there for set of the year. It's currently between Vader's tie and this one. What other sets did we get in January? We got Mando Speeder. We got Vamp Speeder. There's another set in there, at least another set for Star Wars that I enjoyed building. Oh, the Mando Speeders, I remember now. Yes, the Battle Pack, that was good. Should have come with 4. No, actually, should have come with 4 Mandos. 2 of them red, 2 of them blue. That would have been the perfect Battle Pack. But instead they went with clones, which isn't a bad idea. I just don't think it's the best idea, given the other pieces. This set, I'm tempted to pick up. I've seen the price. It's $60, which is usually around like £45. I think I'm wishful thinking there. I don't know if it will be £45 or it'll be more like £55, given recent Lego prices. The rest of the world, America gets really niced by Lego prices. Can we just say that? I know sets are expensive, so at the end of the day, if they're expensive, they're expensive. But America get the best of it. For Star Wars especially. I think Minecraft is still favouring the UK in terms of set pricing. That's the only one I've actually done detailed research on. But some of the set prices in America are so good compared to UK and sometimes even Europe. Germany's still getting done dirty by the... Oh, Germany's getting done dirty and then some by the prices. Wow. How much a set is in Germany compared to like France is crazy. The fact that it's so expensive. Hello there, Mark! 2,000 years later. Surely it's not been that long. I think it's a good set. I like the Vader. Would I have preferred some armor on Vader? I think for the bust, because we've got this bit of armor included, they could have given Vader some actual armor. But if they give Vader an armor piece, would they get rid of the arm printing? Because I'd be down for that. For Vader, I would be down. I know that's very controversial. Got the 20th anniversary bust plus the Vader helmet already. The 20th anniversary one was a good one. Let me see if I can get that up. Might need some slopes later to get the Rocky one. Let's see if we can... Oh! Why did it auto-correct bust to busty? Why do I want a busty Vader? I don't think I've ever typed that word in. Does it not understand bust? What are you searching? What are you searching on Google? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Is there an official page for this? Maybe on Brickout. Set number 75227. That's what we want. Yes, here we go. We've got an official page up. This is the Vader bust that came out in 2019. So yes, 20th anniversary, Vader helmet was a good one as well. This is a middle size. This is the medium ground between medium size middle ground. Got it the wrong way round. Between the new bust, which is smaller than this, and the helmet, which is quite a bit bigger. But look how this is put together. I think it's using a lot more primitive images. The new one, smoother, rounded, looks so good. It does look so good. Next week, Saturday, going to Fortaventura. Oh, nice. Have fun. Maybe bring a Lego set to build on the way there. That's for the dodgy side, not the dark side. I like this one. It's definitely not as good as the other one. Maybe we'll build this. Vader and Yoda, for those of you that don't know, are coming out May 1st. So these are May 1st releases. So much for putting these away as we go. May 1st releases, not too shabby. I don't know if we've had any other sets confirmed, but these are official. These are official, straight through Lego. I know there a load of people are coming out. Oh, this has just leaked. New Lego Star Wars set has just leaked. I'm kind of having it with leaks. I'm going back into stop caring about Lego sets coming out, because the amount of posts I've seen about Vader's helmet leaked and Lego Yoda bust leaked. They were put out by Lego on Shanghai. They're still out as far as I know. I had a little asterisk on that, but Lego confirmed it. It's confirmed, no longer a leak. You know, there's a Lego store in Manchester Airport, duty free. I don't know if it does work out any cheaper, picking up Lego sets and duty free. I'd hope so. I think it follows the trend of other items as well. Get a bit of money off while you're there. And also, I have heard of people getting exclusive stamps at the airport. I know the few airports I've been to, they haven't had a stamp. They haven't had a stamp there. Half of the staff don't even know what I'm talking about. So you have to get a bit lucky with it. I suppose once you ask someone, they're probably then going to keep on with the stamps. But I've been quite unlucky on my airport trips. Hopefully, you get a little stamp. If you don't have a passport, I'd recommend one of those as well. That's always fun. Whenever you're passing a Lego store, see if they've got any limited edition stamps, limited time ones. Even the store stamp changes every couple of years. Plates. All right, we've got a little bit of Technic. Let's get that out. Oh, wrong drawer. Although, I could sort it into that and put them away later. That way we get into Yavin. Oh, we've got some more images. I want to take a little look at these images first. These are again from the Amazon page over on Shanghai's the Lego page over on Shanghai Amazon. That is where these can be found up until now. I'm sure if you're taking a little look in a few days, they'll be officially announced on Lego and we can take a little look. Not like Lego to wait more than a month before putting these out. Really nice build. Not sure how I feel about the misalignment on the side. And also the shadow looks weird. The glare goes up, but then there's a disconnect from the shadow. Don't know how they've been rendered. Also, I contacted Lego about the A-Wing. When we were building the A-Wing, the slopes on the bottom didn't connect. They just didn't connect. They popped off. I have seen so many other people build the A-Wing and not notice that the slopes just aren't connecting. Like it's quite a big problem that we come into. And yet everyone that's built the A-Wing, I suppose for a video, having a broken Lego set isn't something that people are interested in. They just stick it down or take it off and roll with it. But for how many people were like all up about the Juggernaut, how loose it is when you lift the top flap and the flap that's meant to come off comes off. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people, you know, up in arms about the fact the A-Wing doesn't work as it is intended. It comes off and then is impossible basically to pop off. If you leave the engines for a while, then you just can't place them back on. which is nuts. Lego must have known about that. And they were like, yep, it works. No chance it's surviving sitting on a desk 1 meter high, let alone 1.5 meter drop test, you know? It's just not going to work. Summer holiday, you're going Disneyland, California. Oh, the Lego store there must be amazing. And you do have a Lego passport. You got to get it stamped there. Must be done. Awesome. I'm going to pull this drawer out. A lot of parts go in this drawer. I'm going to need it. If only I didn't have 2 trays on the desk. Alright, I'm not going to sort through those. Those will be a project for another time, and they can sit in each other, can't they? Beautiful. There we go. Easy enough. Got a little sorting stash down here. I'll break that out when I'm editing. The other bust. Yeah, let's get to it. The other bust. Oh, wait, I haven't spoken about Vader. Turn the bust on the stand to view from all angles. I think it's loose on there. It just spins or pivots. I think that's a 4x4 round brick we see. So that must be a 4x4 stand. Must be at least 6 studs wide on it. And we've got, yeah, because you've got one of the 1x4 connections. One of these pieces. That's the element that Lego have used to stand Darth Vader on, so that the stand can be at the side, and the same thing for the little display plaque as well. If you've got Vader's helmet, it's probably going to be the same print. Knowing Lego, they'll have like miscolored one of the letters in Vader or added something. There's going to be something worse with it, because we've come to expect that from Lego. I can say that without any problems. Yeah, the printing, I think Lego are at a turning point. Lego have realized, okay, people are not picking up sets just because anymore, and they actually have to have something. There has to be value in Lego sets for us to pick a lot of them up. So hopefully it's on the rise and we're getting better quality printing, less mistakes, more of them spotted and taken out of Lego sets. And that will go into sets, especially like this. This is for adults. This is purely for people that are going to buy this and display it. Look how shiny that is. The best part of this display is the fact that after a couple weeks, this is going to start collecting dust. This might even get scratched up, depending on what pets you have around. This might even fall over and, you know, one of the little tiles on the top of the shoulders ping off, and now it's got mismatched shoulders. But that is kind of how Vader's suit works. I cannot wait to see the modifications of this that have Anakin's eye on either side, or that have the suit that's burnt up, maybe put some fire elements all over it. They're easy to find on the pad wall. I cannot wait for the modifications of this. And also, I really want to build a full Vader. I wanted to build a giant brick-built Vader, like a big minifigure. Same for Batman. Can't believe neither of them have had the brick-built figs yet. It's almost a crime that neither of them have. But I'd either do it for this or build the helmet and do it for that. Or build the 2019 bust as well. I could build that one. That one's going to be a bit more blocky. That head would actually work really well, especially with the connection at the bottom. That would work really well on a brick-built minifigure. I'm going to have to think about that. That would look so good though. We might have to build this, then build a figure, and then when this set comes out, build that. But you're not ready for what's next. You are not ready whatsoever for Yoda. Curse doesn't even cut it. What is this? Look, what? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to have to erase that from my mind and just not look at that for a second. What are we looking at? What on earth? Like, I think the problem is it's not a bad design. You know what? Can I like edit this image? Is there anything I can pull up that can cover that image? There's got to be something that I can just make disappear. Or I can't horizontal tab it, can I? No, that would work. I've got it. I've got it. Let's have a look. No, there's not really anything that I can... You know what I can do? I can use the mouse. Can I not? Where'd the mouse go? Oh, there it is. I can use the mouse to cover up one eye, and you're going to have to bring your cursor or your thumb over the eyes. Now it looks pretty good. Yoda's got short legs, not midi scale, midi size, midi legs. That's right in my books. Yoda needs short legs. He's the shortest one of them all, and if Ewoks have short legs, Yoda definitely does. So happy to see a cool minifigure. Don't know why they thought midi scale legs would do anything. So that he can sit down at the table in the playset. Genuinely, it's so that Yoda can sit down at the table. I did get an answer to that. The reason Yoda has got midi scale legs is so that so that kids, specifically kids, nothing to do with a bed. It's so that Yoda can sit down. Come on, show Yoda sat down. Here. It's so that here, Yoda can sit down at the table and eat. Yoda can sit down and bend the midi scale legs to the height of small legs. Sometimes too much thought, I will say. I have been blaming Lego, especially with the smart brick sets, of not thinking enough or maybe overlooking some finer details. This is one of those cases where Yoda has been too much thought. Too much thought's gone into it. Yoda's been overanalyzed. They're like, give Yoda midi scale legs, we will. Then taller he will be. Yoda never needed to be taller. Yoda didn't need height. Yoda doesn't need midi scale legs. Yoda never needed midi scale legs. And now we've got to live with the fact that midi scale legs Yoda is an actual thing. For so long, people have been memeing Yoda and put in... It's not been midi scale legs. Most of the time, it's long legs or medium legs at least on Yoda, and then memeing that. And now Lego have made it official. There is a variant of Yoda, and it will never go. There is a variant of Yoda that has midi legs. I keep saying midi scale legs. It's just medium legs, midi legs. And that's an official thing. Lego have got to live with that forever. Next time Yoda comes out, which even on here, people will be building this Yoda into a character and giving him long legs, because that's what Lego did for Yoda's hut. Lego have got to live with that. I am sorry, Lego, but sometimes that's how you learn from your mistakes. And midi leg Yoda was a mistake, trust me. No one wants to see that again. Can we just forget about it and move on? No? Well, we tried. Other than that, it looks cool. The lightsaber as well. Look at the lightsaber. The fact that Yoda's got a very similar lightsaber to the Smart Play saber that we just built. The free one at Lego stores, which at first I thought was Anakin's. I'm realizing it's actually Vader's that was built. So it should have a red blade, but maybe if we've got time after building Yavin, we'll get into mocking out a different hilt for some of these different Force users. That would be fun. Vader, look at that. So cool. The head rotates. Apparently the bust does too, which tracks. It looks like it's on a 4x4 turntable or swivel tile. So that would track, but we'll have to wait and see. Wait for someone to get this in hand. It won't be too long before they're sending them out. It's still hilarious though that they've got Vader robes over the shoulder, and that's the image they use. Makes sense. A New Hope turns 50 next year. Pre-happy birthday to A New Hope. Otherwise I'm going to miss it like The Force Awakens. But it's not A New Hope. Vader barely got the torso correct. I don't think it's a new Darth Vader. We just need material robes and an armor piece. We don't even need an armor piece for this Vader. I'll be honest. We don't need an armor piece. We need robes. And they could have done something with this Vader. Also, The silver between the black, that's the thing. We could overanalyze this and it probably wouldn't look as good. I think it does look pretty cool though. This on display would be awesome. Yeah, that's a bit better, I guess. Never noticed how thick these black bits are on the minifigure, and then they're thin on the left and right side. Maybe that's meant to represent the robes, which is why they've made them even thicker. Because realistically there'd be half a plate wide, and then there we go. There's a close-up of Yoda. Not it. I can tell you now, that is not it. Not the one. Not the one. Maybe they got the wrong set. Maybe Lego were gonna make a really good Yoda, and then accidentally someone uploaded that one, and that's the one that got made. Maybe it's an accident. Maybe they'll undo it. I do think Maul would have been interesting. Grievous. That's where your money's at. Grievous. Everyone wants a buildable droid. Try Grievous. If Grievous doesn't work, fair enough, I was wrong. But if Grievous sells like he did in the 2000s, which Maul has so much content on, Boba Fett. Boba Fett would look great in this as well. Hopefully we see a Boba Fett. I think Grievous is where the money's at. I know Tinks would agree as well. For sure. Droids. Helmeted figures. Vader works. That's why I think Boba would be a fine addition as well. And then Yoda's just not it. Even humanoids are hard to create. Chewbacca did pretty well, but the problem was the eyes. And I think the same's true here. The eyes should be printed on a 2x2 round tile and just a few details on it. Get it as lifelike as you can, because those eyes are scary. Those eyes, yeah, you might want to take a break from looking at those eyes. They're not it. They don't get better. Trust me, the more you look at them, the weirder they actually become. And if you look at them for too long, there's a point where it just goes past weird and they no longer look like Lego elements. They look like they're just staring at you through the screen. And then you've looked too far. You're going to see that thing every time you close your eyes. Let's get it off screen. Vader. Cleanse your eyes with this magnificent piece. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty close for a Lego set. I'm happy with this. A few slopes, a load of the newer pieces as well on the side. These elements are quite nice. I'm going to have to order a ton of those. And then you've also got some of the domes, which I think are getting more common. The 3x3 domes used on Grogu a few times. Quarter domes though. So will they? Yeah, 4x4. No, 3x3 I think. Or are they 4x4? Do I have any to hand? They might be in the bottom drawer. Here's some. Definitely 3x3. Round, quarter. Now I'm double guessing if Vader is 3x3 or if that is 4x4. Let's see what these ones are used in. 2026. Olaf, Pikachu, Classic Space. Oh, they are 4x4s. They're bigger. You, yes, not you. We want a 3x3 round corner. That's the one. 3x3x2. Does come in black. How many sets? Please be over 10. 18. That's pretty good. Hasn't come out since 2022 though. That should mean it's real cheap to part out because it's not even currently in sets. People are listing this cheaper. Samurai X-Mech? Or just Samurai X-Mech, yeah. Definitely with the snakes. Diagon Alley. Pod Racers on Sebulba's pod. Ooh, that would be a fun build. That would be. First come out for City Police. Ooh, I think I remember this set. Maybe I've got two in black already. Handy. Nice to have those. Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it was this helicopter, to be fair. Might have been a different one. They all look so similar around the 2010s. Even now they'll come out with the odd one. It uses a ton of new pieces. But it will look similar to something they come out with ages ago. So returning after 2022, cool to see. I think that tracks 19, 17, little jump, 15 to 17. Sort of see that with a few of the Lego elements. It's mainly the colors though. So that's why they're able to come back in. Why did the cylinder pop up? Why? 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 I don't remember opening that up. Any other pieces? Suppose we could look at those slopes. They've used a ton of them on the helmet. Not a great parts pack, I'll be honest, if you're trying to mock it out. Can't wait for the Falcon built using this. Maybe, oh, that's on a side. Oh, so that's a different element coming out the bottom, probably a tile. And then we've got, must be 4 domes on the head. Might be a little squished. So I will need to order some of the domes and some of these slopey boys. These 2x3 slopes, but they're not the slopes that you think of when I say 2x3 slopes. They're wedge slopes. Little cut on them. Ooh, not this angle. It's the longer angle. 2x3 slope, angled cut. Not 2x2, 2x3, isn't it? Yeah, that's a 2x3. 2x2. 2x2 is the shorter one. 2x3 cut slope. 1x2. Wait, that does exist? I think it came on. Oh, I keep going back to Plo Koon. It didn't come on Plo Koon's ship because Plo Koon's, the microfighter, that was 1x4s. Did it come on Kenobi's Delta? Deltas. This one. On the back, I think there was a 2x3 in white. Can we search? No. 2x3 slope. Here we go. Wedge. That's a slope. That's not a wedge. 100% a slope. We want it in black and grey. Black and grey. Black and which grey? Dark bluish grey. I think that is. Wouldn't look right as light. Although it would be shinier. Would it look better in white? In light grey, not white. Maybe. 21 sets in black. Oh, I was looking for an excuse to pick this up. We need more than one slope, don't we? 1, 2, 3. Do I need 3 supercars? Unless they're on free for 15. I don't think so. Toucan. Is that a poly bag? Because that's not the playset. And then... Oh look, Tuxedo Cat. I wouldn't mind picking that one up. Alright, I'll order this part. No sets here. And then in dark grey, anything that jumps out. Oh yes, I got this one. I got 2 of that set. So I've got the dark grey. Just need to add it in black. And get some of these quarter domes in. We didn't see dark grey. But we did see black. Mouldie Infiltrator. Oh, I must have this then. Yes, I got it from... Oh no, not that slave one. No, I don't think I have any of these sets. I must have ordered it at some point for Mouldie Infiltrator, or I might have used it in light bluish grey instead. So I'll make sure to get a ton of these parts so that we can build that. How much are they going for? Couple pence? 10 pence? 15? It's in the world. What about in the United Kingdom? 15 pence. Yeah, not bad. No stores. Oh no, I say that. I have ordered through Brickmania before. They only have 2, so I might have to order through a new store. But we'll find that. We'll find that. Pretty sure I have all the parts through here. So I might be building this sometime in April. That would be a fun build. And yeah, I want to know how the play feature for this works. I'm not too fussed about the hut. But they're the new sets. Vader, Yoda. And it's a good thing that in that time, I managed to clear most of the desk. Whoa, look at that. That was quick. You almost missed it if you blinked. Oh, I got a few minifigures as well, just to remove their bases. So for Yavin, I want to take the design from Bevel. You might see in chat sometimes. Bevel Bricks made a really nice design for their Endor mock, and it's, I don't think it's a particularly new design, but it's a really nice design. There's a reason it's sticking around. It's the snot bricks up the middle, and then you add a few studs and use 2x plates. 1x plates don't work, they're quite squarey, and you can make it even bigger. Use 3 wide plates, use 4 wide plates, 5 wide plates, but at some point you're going to want to add a few more studs to it. So the idea is to get an octagonal core and then build out with 2x brown plates. I know I have a load of 2x8s, so I'm hoping they come in clutch. Otherwise, I'll have to get some of the 2x6s as well. Maybe those can work it. And then we'll add little details to these trees as well. They're Yavin. The main tree I want to build, and I don't know how many I'll build. 1 tree is usually enough. But if I end up needing more than 1 tree, the first tree we build is going to have the Rebel Watchtower on it. I should bring up Yavin's set. It is still on Lego. That way I can show you exactly what I mean by the little outpost. So look at that. The desk is gone. Why is the desk gone? Where's the desk gone? Hello? Desk? Did you disappear? What's... Yeah, okay, camera's still working. Why'd the desk go? All right, I'll sort that out in a second. This is the Rebel Outpost, which is built into the tree. Technic seems super messy. I'm trying to do it without any Technic whatsoever, and I mean no Technic. Completely getting rid of it. We're going to build out the tree the same way Bevel does. Shout out to Bevel. And yeah, hopefully get a bar worked into the middle. That should have enough support. And then we'll have to see how secure it is when it's on the top. I'm hoping there's enough friction that I don't need to add any sort of lock like Lego have done it here. And also because we're not really playing with it, we shouldn't have to worry about it bending, but we may run into a few issues. So this is what we're going for. If I can fix up whatever's happened to the desk cam. I don't really, oh, okay. Okay, is that good now? Make sure it's all in focus. And don't touch it. Nobody move. The camera is working. Let's start off with those snot bricks. And I've got the video if I do need to go back, but I'm going to try and build this from memory. What we need is a few of the snot bricks with studs around every side. I seem to have a million of them in grey. I'm just going to grab out... Oh, we'll need at least 4. I know that. I might grab out 6. Just in case we need an extra 2. Building Lego in the dark. I should have turned off the camera and it would have looked like it. Glow in the dark. Building a glow in the dark set in the dark would be awesome. That would be fun. But they don't... Lego don't have a glow in the dark set. A glow in the set dark. If they ever come out with one, we'll build it in the dark. You have my word on that. And for the studs in the middle, I go with whatever you've got the most colours of. I got a lot of green, a lot of tan, a lot of red. Funnily enough, not a lot of grey or a lot of black. I feel like I've been using a lot of that. I'm going to go with red because Lego love it so much. So there you go. To you, Lego. Cheers. To Lego, to Smart Play, and to red studs. That one's on me. And then 2x6, 2x8. I don't have a lot of either of them. But I don't know how tall this tree should be. Lego have the tree 1, 2, and a plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... And if you're counting the very topmost right, the topmost right branch, that is 2 plates. So 12 bricks and 2 plates. 13 bricks if you include the base, which I think I will. I think I'll include the base. 13 bricks. That is 39. Oh, we'll round that up to 40. We'll say that's 40 plates. Maybe it needs a little bit of clearance on the top. It doesn't, but maybe it does. We'll say that's 40 plates. And why am I working out 40 plates? Oh yeah, divide it by 5. You've got 8, times it by 2. That's how many studs tall it is if you flip the studs on the side. A little bit of math. You're going to have to trust the numbers. So we're working with 16 studs. That is 2 2x8s in reddish brown, given that these don't crack, which I've been collecting Lego for over 20 years. So there is a solid chance, just like when we built the STAP, I didn't build that live, so you didn't see a lot of the parts breaking. We suffered heavily with reddish brown parts just randomly snapping. 1 minute they were there, 1 minute there was 2 parts, and I didn't want either of those parts. I wanted the one part that was built. Every time. Oh, actually, no, they're both crunching the same. If that would have broken, don't know why I'm putting it back. I'm just asking for trouble now. Same amount of crunch in light tan plates as there is in reddish brown. And it could be worse. We could be building this tree using dark brown elements. That's the worst of both worlds. It's got dark brown, reddish brown, and no one wants to be dealing with any of that. So we're going to need 16 studs running up, 8 of these around. I wonder what tree we're building, Bevel. You missed your shout out. We are indeed building the Endor, recreating a tree inspired by your Endor mark. So that's 16 of these plates. Let's see if we can crack them without cracking them, if you know what I mean. No. Oh, I hate that when there's a crack and it's just the studs popping off. Oh, shivers down my spine. And then if we want to make this a bit taller, we can. But I'm thinking we have a few. Also, actually, I'm building a full 360 tree for a mock that is going to need the back open. So I don't think we need all of these plates. Yeah, I'm curious how I get this done. Because in my head, I think I was creating a full 360 tree. I want to make some smaller ones. I assume the same plates would work for the smaller ones. I wonder if we could do this with single plates and not have them stick out as much. That might work. Try and get some 1x plates up there. All right, I'll get enough for, that can be a smaller tree. No, let's build a big tree either side. So that's 4 on the bottom, maybe 6 on the bottom, 6 on the top. And then we'll have one off to the side that's 4. If we can afford it, we need one more 2x8 in brown. And I do have said STAP just to the side. We might have used a few of them on that. Come on. We need both of these pieces. Don't break on us now. And one away. Big tree here. Slightly smaller quarter tree there. And then any reddish brown on our STAP. We've got some 6s. We've got some 1x's. I don't think. No, because it's all built to a stud. Everything's either 1x or like 2x6, 4x6. So that's a blast from the past. Need to do another project like that. We'll steal one from there. We can have a few bits breaking off on the side or get a few 2x4s. I probably have a ton of them. 2x4s. Oh, yes. 2x4s in reddish brown. Maybe we can add some slopes into this as well. So what I want to do for the sturdy base, we've got to first line it up so that it's going to stand on something. I want to get this studded down. This is not going to work otherwise. And also we want a hollow center. So I need to get the studs with the holes in, don't I? I can't be using these. We've got to be using the real deal. And I got a ton of these dark green ones off the pick and build wall a while back. So that should fit the bar in the middle, and if used sparingly, that should also allow the bar to move forward, because this bottom bit, we could add a bar going up the middle. That will strengthen it nicely. Or probably a 1x3 just for the bottom section, unless we do want to root it down with a bar. And then the top section, I want to hang. I want that to be floating freely above it, which is why I might need a middle section to connect these two together. And then the snot bricks turned just on the side. I don't remember how many studs apart it was. We can measure it. We can measure how many studs. Just whack down a random number and see if it floats. And then either putting them in the middle of the plates or offsetting it a little bit will lead to different trees. So we'll do one with one version, one with another. That's not the same amount of plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. This is the effect that we're going for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Let's move it up so this is in the middle. That way we can test the best method. Why? Oh, they're not straightened out. That's more like it. And then that the whole way around, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we need it to be further out. We need it to be 5 studs at least. We could math this out as well and work something into it. And by the looks, we're going to need a top and a bottom just so these don't bend too much. But that's the sort of tree look we're going for. Rounding it off shouldn't make it too much bigger than the Lego version, but it will give it a nice finish. Got the plates rounding off. We're not using hinges, not using clips, so there's no gaps in between them. This is what we need the red studs for, definitely, so that we can start filling them out, because we don't need any bars running through there. Could use bricks. Any piece that you've got a ton of and want to get rid of, whack it in a tree. Then you can forget about it. Don't need to be worrying about it. And then maybe popping off one of these studs. And not worrying about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will you fit there if I put one of you on the other side as well? Or are you going to break apart and rebel? We don't want no rebels. Yes, this is it. Straighten them out. Okay, we're going to have to go with the double snot bricks here. Otherwise, they are not going to stand up straight. But this is going to lead to a really secure tree. And hopefully, even if we can't get the bar through this, I can connect some elements on the inside that would then attach to it. Mainly Technic bricks come to mind, and that can pass all the way through as well. That would be really handy. Technic bricks on the inside. So we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cap off these. And as we continue round, I'll get some Technic bricks in there. Fragile whilst building it until you add those 3 connections, then it's good. Yes, already I'm feeling the strength in this. This is now swooshable. We can grab the tree and maybe, you know what would be great for this? If, I don't know how it would look with the core in the middle, but getting like a log ride. You could turn this into a log ride. You've got the studs on top to file that down. I might use that in this build just to smooth off a few of the back of the trees. You'd only need 5 of these all the way around, and just add the minifigure torsos coming out the top. Get rid of most of the legs and use it in a theme park. Or if Lego want to come out with a log ride and they want to pay us a little bit for the ideas, we'd make it happen. We wouldn't miss out on any pieces either. We'd use hinges instead, then you have a hollow center. Yeah, it would be much, much more straightforward to use hinges, but if you wanted to overcomplicate it, yeah, this would be like an 18 plus log ride. Something like this. I think going down any sort of ramp, this might fall apart as well. This is mainly for display. But yeah, hinges, you could use the bricks as well. You could smooth these off. Studs might pose a problem for any log ride. But if you wanted to overcomplicate it, show it off, and have some mechanics in there, that would, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to build. Can I just push this? Oh. Oh, okay, that's pretty sturdy without the bar in it. You can push the studs on. Don't know how long that will hold. I'll get to the final panel, I'll go to pushing into it and the whole thing will crumble. That's what happens with Lego sets. You get that far and then it falls apart. I want to try something with this tree. I want to do half a tree. 5 plates around. That's 5 plates top, 5 plates bottom, and we can get another tree like it. I just need to find a size of plate that would cover this. 6 wide, and then 6 by 8. Would a 6 by 8 cover it? And then you could also, if you are carrying this anywhere, chunk it out, like chunk it out, have each bit of tree connect to the next level, maybe an extra stud on top so that they do connect, or like a 1x2 with a hole in it. That'll work. That's probably the cheapest way to do it. I've got some of those in green, probably in here. I might have mixed them up. Yes, these are on the pick and build wall. These 1x2s, they're 1x1s, but they're 2 plates tall. 1x1x2, 1x1x2/3, and they've got the hole going right through the middle. But for what we're doing, they would have less resistance. Okay, we're going to have to pull all of these apart. It will be worth it though. Less resistance on them than 2 studs. Because not only will the 2 studs be, well, there'll be 2 studs, but they'll also have the studs connected in, which 2 of those connections closer together. If you've built any of the 18 plus Technic models, Lego try to slyly use it. And if you have a little look at them, you'll notice there is at least one point where you've got 2 pins next to each other and something, either a brick connecting them or something connecting, because it's stronger than just using the 1 pin. So 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of these in the middle. Already got one out. Would work a lot better. I haven't found a use for this specific shade of green either. The reason I picked those up was purely to have them on hand if I need them. Like today. I nearly died. The camera didn't pick that up. No chance the camera picked that up. But what happened is this stud hit something there, bounced off this tray, probably come off the monitor, bounced around there, and then like hit me in the leg and just fell to the floor. This, I'm naming and shaming, this green 1x1 almost killed me on stream. That's scary. Just the fact it popped off and everything happened so quickly. I wouldn't have caught that. No chance. That's the back of the tree. So now we know that. Oh, one on top as well. One on top, one below. You can see the rotation because they're square. You can see the rotation of the second snot brick. Every other one will be bent a little more than the last. Just need a few more studs. What did I end on there? Could have gone a little further with that. And then, come on, don't ping off. Life flashed before my eyes. And then, just like so, what do we need? Like 9 red studs. That's at least 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is left and right. So there's the core of our tree. It looks like a training wheel from Ninjago with half of it sliced off. This can definitely be used on an obstacle course, perhaps even barbed wire if you got the right colors and added a few extra details. It looks quite nice. It looks edible. I don't know how to put that into words. It looks edible, like not the core, but these red berries do look like berries that you could just munch off, and I bet they taste good. Better in blue. They do look edible. Anyway, let's not eat this. Oh. And then... Oh, all right, there we go. Yeah, this is... I'm feeling how fragile it is now. That locks into place. And it's crazy that there is... I do want to make this clear, because I criticized the A-wing for being an illegal technique. Through there, can you even see it? There is a little bit of light. There is a little bit of light. Maybe my hand you can't really see it on camera, but if you hold it up to a light, you can see a little bit of light getting through. So this is a legal technique, and I'm sure the numbers would line up. Let me add another bit just so. Oh, that's even more clear. That is even more clear. How would I do it? Oh, you saw it. You kind of see it. There you go. A little bit of light gets through. That is legal. There's enough space for it to wiggle around. Thought I just stole it from up there. And then on the top end of this, if this was a log ride, or the back end, if it's a tree, which it is a tree, so let's treat it as such. I want to get a 2x8. Don't worry, done this before, totally legal. I think it was more so the fact of me eating Lego between the red and the blues. Oh, I only have one. No, I only have... Do I have any longer ones? I only have one of them in reddish brown. I have a few longer plates though. Oh no, that's a 4x10. 4x10. Oh, they might be on the side. We might be saved here. They might be on the side here. Yes. And then there's one extra that we don't have. But if I have a wedge that I can use here, we can have a little like cut tree or an angle to the side. You sure? I mean, if I put this in my mouth and bit it, it would fracture. And that's just not good for anyone. I'm not going to try it. Don't do it with brown. Don't do it with dark colours. It's got to be a bright red or a bright blue. Not that I'm saying you should eat it. PSA, do not eat your Lego. We could get like a 5x plate in here. Can this fit? Oh, not quite. Oh yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work with the sides. So could get some angles out the side, or we go for another stud and leave a little gap in the back. Not noticeable, not really noticeable. We can add a 1x plate up the side if there is a little gap sneaking through. But there we go. Yeah, not noticeable but annoying, I would say, is what it is. Oh, one snot brick down. Here we go. Now we're seeing how fragile it is. So let's not press on the bottom. I think I should have started off with one of the sides that's connected to all sides. That would have helped. But now we've got a flat side. And I want to add brackets up that flat side. But do we have a lot in reddish brown? Because these would fill in the gap. Yeah, these sort of brackets. Or, if not brackets, maybe the underside, the chocolate buttons. These look even rarer in brown. Grey works. Ain't broke, don't fix it. And then the final choice, which is nice to have options. Oh, there they are. Is reddish brown plates, either 1x4s or 1x8s. I don't have any 1x8s, so it's not 1x8s. 1x4s up the side would fill in that gap, not let any light pass through. We're not putting them right on the side because we could just drop it by a stud. But if we put them one in, this is going to stop any gaps being visible. Still gives a few gaps up the tree. I like that. A bracket would fill them in, but these plates stop them from appearing like it's not real. I guess you could go with the entire core being reddish brown. I'm sure the parts will exist. If not, you can color them, especially the studs. Studs with a hole exist. Snot bricks definitely exist in reddish brown. And you could also alternate, if you made the tree big enough, you could alternate between which ones attach. So you don't have to attach all of them at once like we did. You just go with a single snot brick all the way up, create a nice spiral, could even create a spiral staircase with it using squared off bricks. And then here's one section of tree, maybe a jumper on the bottom. It's the perfect bet. Also, that's, what's the math? What is your math? So that's an extra stud wide on the bottom, and that's half on the side. So maybe a 1x1, like a jumper. Jumper would work, yeah. And that's only one section of the tree. So we've got this, but another 3 times. I'm thinking twice for this design, and it will make a bit more sense what I'm doing with it when we get to the top. But we've used, how many snot bricks have we used? We've used like 4 of them already. I wanted to use 6, no more than 6 for the entire tree. Is there an easier way? Maybe there is an easier way, using bricks on the side. Ooh, using bricks on the side, and then you've only got these that you'd need to do. Just like the wooden effect bricks that we were speaking about. I got a few 1x4s. I'm going to try that for the next one. These ones here. How many do we have? So far, enough. Or not enough for one tree. Not enough for one little stem bit. Here's another. And here's another. All right. Now this is enough for one tree. We'll start there. And if it looks good, maybe add in a few these reddish brown bricks as well. Get all of them out. As many as we can. Oh, there's so many plain ones in the back there. Reddish brown masonry bricks. Oh, masonry bricks? That might look good. Reddish brown masonry bricks though would be perfect here. Maybe light tan. Maybe light tan would work as some exposed bark. Yeah, we'll grab a few of those as well. Just grab everything. Everything you can right now. Nothing's going to be problematic. We need some more of these 1x1s. Less of these plates. Let's put these back, and we might need those later. And what I'm going to do is switch up the bricks. So instead of getting out those snot bricks with a stud round every side, we want 2 different types of snot bricks. First type is the studs with the left and right corner. By that I mean they've not got them around every single side. There's one in reddish brown. They've got 2 studs on 2 sides that are visible, and then when you turn this around, it's like a magic trick. Whoa, where'd the studs gone? And then I can bring them back just like that. So they got 2 studs on 2 sides and the opposite sides don't. And then the other snot brick, I'm explaining this so well. The other snot brick is the one with studs on opposing sides. Nope, that's another one of the first one. Here we go. So you've got 2 studs on, one on front, one on back. Left and right is the one with nothing on. Any 1x1 can be a 1x1 with snot. Any 1x1? I guess depends on how you put it in. But yeah, these are all snot bricks. 2 of each of those. We'll keep this out because we will need a lot more for the next parts of the trees. But what I'm thinking for this is we'll start off, I wanted to start off with the back secured. So we'll start off with one of the snot bricks, stud on the left, stud on the right, nothing on front and back. I'm grabbing a 1x2. Build this out similar to how we did the last one. I'm going to use tan because I like the idea of the tree being quite light instead of the bark. 5 studs on the front, and on the back, just 2. Just 2 studs. That's going to be holding our back wall. And now we build it up. This time, rather than having studs out to the left and right, we've just got the 3 columns pointing out forward. So both of these are going to be 5 studs on them. And then repeat that, keeping the same distance between the 2. So you've got 1 5, 2 5. So 1 5, 2 5s. And then on the back, we've still got our 2 studs sticking out. That's going to be to secure in the back later on. So we can't forget about that. If it falls apart, just... this is going to fall apart. This is going to fall apart quite a bit. I'm surprised how sturdy it is. Like, this is a typical Lego connection. If you've done anything with snot bricks or brackets, it tends to pop off a few times before you can fix it in place, before you can make it real solid. And this isn't too bad. This would pass for a Lego set. As long as you lock it in place at the end, I can see Lego having this in one of their multi-step processes. And now we've got some weird stack of corn. I wouldn't eat this. This doesn't look very appetizing. Maybe it's because it's not red in... Maybe it's because it's not in red or blue. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's the color. Nothing to do with the shape of it. And we can start barking this up. Also means we only need 3 per tree, which if you are running low on them, on these 2x8s, that's something you can look into. How did these connect? The first 2 are the worst 2. Oh, these aren't connecting because I forgot to space out the top. Don't forget to space out the top. That is kind of very important. Just kind of very important. And now we can attach. That's right. Yep, it works. My bad. And then these should line up when you get a few of them going. They fall into place. See an even bigger gap. So I'm going to say that these should be closer together. Make sure they're in, and they're in. Nice to press down on. And now, without the sides, it's not looking like much of a tree. But because they're flat, on the back of the 6x8, add a few random bricks. We're going to have the darker parts where there isn't bark. So a little brick up there and a light little masonry brick down here. Don't know how I feel about the masonry bricks being in there yet, but one way to find out. And then, what would the dark bits? Would the dark bits be where the bark's sticking out? Because that's like shadowed, maybe. Then we've got the inside of the tree exposed here. Another little patterned brick. Which way? Maybe go in the opposite way. And this little shell, we've created 2 bricks tall, a little table made out of wood. Literally, we're using these parts for wood. Should then stick right in. Oh, look at that. That goes in perfect. It's a bit of a modified tree, if you can call it that. It's still got the hole on the front, which I want to use that piece for. I want to use that piece for our mechanism, and the tree sections connect. That's the best part. They still connect. They line up just fine. You've got the flat back of the tree. You can then tile that over, plate it over. If you want it to be secure, I'd recommend placing something around here. I really like, Bevel, what you did with the quarter tiles and sticking them in between the studs. Again, completely legal technique, more of an 18+ technique. But grabbing some of the, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have a load of these in reddish brown, but again, you can use tan. You can add a little nest on them. Here we go, there's one. With the little ledges up the tree. Stuff like that. Add in all sorts of pieces into the gaps. Here we've got another one. Don't have any of the 1x2 half circles, but I got some of the quarter circles, and it gives just a little ledge. out from the tree. That was quite nice. Maybe instead of these, we could also use some slopes. We got some of these 1x1 rounded off elements, and also cheese slopes. I got a ton of cheese slopes, tubs and tubs. So we'll get one of those. One, two. Let's grab 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right at the bottom of here, add another little ledge, bit thicker. As you go down towards the bottom of the tree, you're gonna have to make them a little bit thicker. So these ledges make sense at the top where they've got the smaller branches. Maybe another one down here. And then we'll get some 1x2 cheese slopes as well. That will really slope it off. Connection could be made stronger with a bar. That would work, especially if you hide a bar in one of the snot bricks, like not the bottom snot brick, but if you hide a bar in the top snot brick, that would work great. And now what I want to do, maybe I can add a bar in the top snot brick. That would pull this piece off. Maybe I hide it in here. Get a 6 length bar and put it to the test. Has to be reddish brown. Has to be. Everything else is. Just slot it in there. Come on. Where? Oh. No, this snot brick doesn't work. Oh, this snot brick doesn't have a hole in the top. Well, it's a good thing then that we're not doing that. Oh. If you start to add leaves, it will be fragile. Recommend a bar in the center. Good point. Yeah, the leaves are fragile in the best of pieces. You build them into a brick wall, it will definitely be more fragile. I might then cover these parts, because if we want it to go up the middle, like with the little guard piece, we are going to be lifting that up and out. That might make it more fragile. What I'm thinking with that, right, how many trees can we make? If we do the 3 bar, 1, 2, 3, and we got another 2, but I can steal one from here. We can add more bricks to that. Saying that, I think we're going to run out of reddish brown bricks before we get there. How many more of these bases can we build? Plus we've only got the one side here. So let's work something up, get another base. And maybe we make a rounded off tree as well. We could have a fallen tree. This, in fact, could be a fallen tree. 1, 2. You. What's a double color look like? I'm liking that. We can add some tan little branches. Bit of leaf up the side, and then same with this. One of you. Get some more bricks. I'm really liking the tan on the side, so we're going to include that double side. One of them, and then a full circle as well. So this full circle will have to be front and center. Little bushy tree, maybe trees sprouting out the top of it, and then we'll have another one of those. They'll be our little trees because they're still, I mean, these are like trees you'd see on the street. I got the clone pilot here, and it's, when you add leaves on top, they're going to be about triple the height. I think you get away with that for a tree. Most of the trees around here are only double the height. Yavin has some big trees, so we're going to need to keep these bricks around to increase the height of them. But so far, that's working, and then we can add more slopes as we go further down. Something we won't be able to do on a smaller tree. But for the Yavin lookout, for the little rebel soldier on the top of their outpost, looking over Yavin, making sure that I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do if a ship comes past that hasn't, like, registered? Rogue One, they leave. They're not registered. That could be Imperials stealing a ship, for all they know. Wouldn't have been great. What are they going to do? Spear them? Jab them? Is that an EMP in their left hand with the binocular mix? Like, what? What would they do? I don't know. I don't know what they'd do. I don't know if there's anything they can do. So we're just helpless at that point. Yes, we're going to need those for the big tree. We're going to need 2 more of those as well. But now I'm going to slightly deface it. I don't want this to be front and center, do I? I want this to be almost central to the tree. But because we've flat packed the back of the tree, central is right about here, in front of the snot bricks. So for both top and bottom, I'm going to take off 3 studs, replace that with a 1x1 Technic brick with... Originally it was going to be a pin, and we were going to get a little pin in there. I think an axle would work better. The axle, the reason why I think the axle would work better is because it still holds a bar, but then you're not trying to work extra pins in there. It's less pieces as well. So in theory, less can go wrong. And it saves me having to look for pins. Although not that I'm having much success finding these little 1x1s with the axle holes. I thought I'd come across a bar of them, but I've only found the 1. 2. Oh wait, there's reddish brown ones. I don't mind about the colour. Do I? Maybe a little bit about the colour. There's an orange one as well. What colours have we got? 2 white, 2 grey. That'll do for me. 2 of the white ones on top. I think white works better with tan and grey with red than the other way around. And now we've got, hopefully, enough space for the bar to go up into those. And I want something to connect them on top as well. That's the hardest part. We want to stabilize this. How high? The Lego one doesn't go very high. I want ours to go a little bit higher, and then we're probably going to want to cap off the top as well. Do we have any brackets that would work? I'm pretty sure any brackets would work there, even grey ones. Even grey ones would scoot in there and give us a little platform to work on. But how's it hold up to the snot brick? Oh, we could go lower. We could go lower, so let's go lower. Or do we meet it on the top? I think the easiest thing to do is pop off the back of the tree while we're working on it, just so I don't break it. 2 brackets flushing out the top. And that will have leaves on, that will have many things on. But does it? Doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. That snot brick needs to be smoothed off. But that does tell us that that snot brick meets the top. So brackets might overcomplicate it. We add like a 2x2. That could even be the middle of a 1x5 going across there, which we do have a ton of. Not only have a ton of, but they're in dark blue, so they don't have a home right now. Oh no, what you mean? No. No. Oh, we can't even fit a 1x4 because the snot brick we're using doesn't have a hole in the top. What if we switch this around? What if we switch this around? Genuinely, it might be best if we switch this around. That way the top can have a 1x4 across. We can have leaves coming out the side as well. I think this is the way to go. We could have leaves coming out the side bit here, and then this is just the flat top of the tree. This is the biggest tree, and we'll have to build in the roots further down. I'm gonna move this up because I do still think the smaller sections should be at the top, and then have some bigger ones. Even if this is just straight out the ground, gotta make it look a little natural. And as Bevel said, nothing in nature is ever straight. Very true. Let's curve this up as much as we can. Again, inspired by. inspired by. Not claiming any of it. Just like so. Now, does the bar go the way through? What bars have we got to play with? Well, there's a few in here. We've got, this is the Master Builder Series Cantina edging for it that goes around the bar. This is a long black bar. It's one of those 16 point sync, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 4, 6, 8, 32. That's like double the length I thought it was. Wow, 16 studs is not that big anymore. That's crazy to say. 32 studs. What sort of bar is 32? Yeah, pneumatic hose, and it's got the hole in the end. What sort of set? Must have been, maybe it was the Harry Potter wand that this came in a make and take, because I don't have any of these sets. It goes up the back of Dio, or is used in the crane. Where is it used? Is it? Oh no, here you go. It connects. It connects few. So there's a few of them used in that. And the Volvo also has one on the back. But where would I have got this? Unless it's a 32 point sync again. Maybe it is. This might be too long. We might need one of the smaller land speeder ones. Any bars in here? Oh yeah, some of the Chima ones. We've got a lightsaber. Not the bars we're looking for. So they got to be in here. Unless there were more. This one's shorter. Still too tall. Look how big they are compared to that tree. We want the tree to seem big. We don't want the rebels to make it seem tiny. There is a few land speeder ones. I think these are the same length as that one. Trying to find the shinier ones. Maybe they were in the first draw all along. Yep. Oh, oof. Look at that. Look at all those bars going down the side. Which, oh, the silver one looks shorter. Yes, perfect. Luke's land speeder, thank you very much. That's the one we need. And then to create the top, Lego have overkilled it. I don't like the fact there's so much at the top. That's rough. Ooh. I don't know if that's worn down from years of play. This might be genuinely from my 2012 land speeder. How's that going to work though? This could take a while. I think it's a bit too secure. We're not going to be able to pop that out, which is what we want at the end. And then is this thinner? No, this one, that's not going in. Let's see if over the years, at least Lego pneumatic bars got better in diameter, more accurate in diameter. Oh, these axles. This is what Harry Potter's wand had. I'm pretty sure it was one of these. Massive. Absolutely massive. Got a few of those now. And then, okay, that's a new bar. That's smooth. That's rough. That's smooth. That's also smooth. That's rough. That's, oh, it has a rough patch here. I think that's a scratch right there. So I'm gonna say that's smooth. Do I have a fourth one? Is it rough? Oh, that's rough. It's right at the bottom of the drawer. I'm not going for that, but I bet that's from the old one as well. Mad how they've split. So these should glide a bit smoother. Oh yeah, not much, but a bit smoother. And they get caught because they've got a natural bend in them. They've got a natural bend which stops them from going down to the next one. So I think we will need to get some sort of tubing in there. But what tubing will hold them in place? Technically speaking, we only need to get an axle piece in the top. This could be a Technic hole. These could both very much be Technic holes, because this is just to hold it in loose. This would support the tree, and like we were saying about the core, maybe you needing a bar to go up the middle, that would make sure it's nice and strengthened. But because I might stud the outside together, I might just include a bunch of random coloured 1x1 pinholes to let it freely fall. Let's try it out and see if it does reach the bottom. If it doesn't reach the bottom, we'll need to rework that again, because I don't know if this will naturally just go through the hole or if it will get caught. That seemed to work first try, but it also stops it going through however many layers. Just look at the inside of this. Look at how many studs the bar would have to travel through every chunk of tree. Comparing it to the little Technic and bar hole we've got on the side, and the fact that it can rotate a little bit if there's a strong wind. Maybe we should have secured Vader's ship in like this. We could hide Vader's ship with... Oh wow, we could hide Vader's ship with a tree trunk and do like a full 360 one. Don't know how we'd secure that in. Yeah, it gets halfway and then it doesn't fall through the rest of it. So we might need to offset this a little bit and have it fall through one of those gaps. Or just not secure the rest of the tree down. That's it. It'll be hanging there loose. Not a bad idea, but it's not a great idea, is it? To have a chunk of tree just hanging. An axle would work because that would be straight. Yep, at the back, it's bending inwards. Yeah, it turns with it. Either way, it's going to be too far out. How many axles do I have that are about that size? I really want a bar, but if it can't be helped, an axle is probably the way to go. There was only the really long axle in there, and I've only got really short axles in here. I don't think I have a middle ground of axles. So if it goes through the first one, I think these are close enough that it's not a problem. It's really these next ones. Oh, wait, the trees are built the opposite way around. Maybe that's too far. It starts bending. Oh, that kind of makes sense. And what we can do to stop it bending too far, if we're not going to put bars down the middle, which it's going to be fragile, it's on display, so I think that'll be okay. I like this part still. To this day, my favorite piece. I think I might have changed it once or twice, but I always go back to it. And that is the 1x2 snot brick. We can get more Technic bricks to make sure it doesn't sway. Is there like a cone piece we can attach between them? Nothing to make it easier. So we're going to have to pull apart the tree. It's worth it. We'll pull apart the tree and replace the 1x1s in the middle with one of these snot bricks and another Technic brick or something to hold it. Could use 1x2s. If we run out of 1x1s, we just have to offset them with the hole in the stud. That could be an idea. Make sure they're in there secure, I guess. Maybe even connect them to the rest of the tree. I suppose it would just ping off the bricks. Let's see if this would be different. Well, now that we can see it and it's out in the open, let's give it a test. So there was a pop. There was a pop when it got freed from this one. And we could straighten this out. That's like the easiest problem solver right there. Hello there, Thorsten, welcome. If we try and straighten it out, we push it through. Okay, little... Oh, I think that was me spinning it. Let's try that again. No way to lock it in place. It is just going to spin. Even a jumper would make it spin. If we had If we... I can't think of anything that would stop it from spinning. Not top of my head. Okay, it's going through. Nope, it's falling too low. Oh, because it's still bending. Which way is the bend? Right, bend is going down there. So if you put that up, does that help? No, it still bends down. What in the gravity is going on here? Right, maybe I didn't turn it. I'm gonna rotate it so that it's bending up. Watch it still do the exact same. Okay, no, it gets caught on the top. Maybe we just need a new bar. If we get sent one of these from Lego though, it's gonna be bent. That's it. That's the perfect bend. We pull it up. We then push it back down, try not to twist the brick. Perfect. So you got to make sure there's no bend in your brick. And now we can get working on the top. Overcomplicating it, sure. But that's fun. That's what's fun. That will go right down to the bottom. Not sure I fully trust it yet. But I also don't untrust it. I have a bit of faith in it. Closing that back up. We'll get our leaves on in a sec. For the Rebel on top, there was a piece that I thought of, but I'm not sure if it's got a stud hole all the way through. Do we need more plates? I think we've got the perfect amount. If we need them, we'll come back. We'll grab some more. Contorting myself to get that one in. There is a rocket element, the base of a rocket. We used it. Oh, we used it. I don't think it was on one of the new builds. I think we talked about it on stream. This grey element is the piece for the bottom. And it's got a hole going all the way through. Perfect. Little Technic on the bottom. So, could have tried to work it into this. Can't blame them for not doing so. That would have been hard. We know Lego don't tend to use those. Anything that sounds hard isn't used in a Lego set. Not one of these ones. Reserved for the 18 plus. Make sure we've got our plate on there so we know how tall roughly this is going to be. So I have a feeling we should add a spacer so that we don't build it too low. I think even another plate is in order. We can get some leaves in there. But we want to cover up most of this. And we could leave a decent hole. Maybe if we've got a round 4x4 with the hole in the middle, that would work. Perhaps even just whacking a plate on there. At this point, plate wouldn't be too far out. Shouldn't fit, but we could make it fit. We could do it. And then a few leaves to cover up. I think leaves are the best option. They'd look quite nice. We can build that out with some slopes. Maybe get some slopes on the inside here too. I think that would look pretty cool. But we'll build that up later. I'm going to get maybe leave a gap. Oh, no, don't come further through. Maybe leave a gap so that I can hold it. Because the idea of this is to pull it up with my finger. Not pull it out and lose the sweet spot we had it in. But then be able to have the Rebel pointing out. Almost looks like a walkie-talkie. Hello? No, no one's there. And now I'm going to have to find that. Oh, this is it. No, I got stuck. I've lost the sweet spot. All right. Or dynamite. That too. Oh. Dynamite would fit in the gaps. Maybe we can use dynamite to seal it up as well. Oh look, all the way through. Okay, we found the sweet spot again. And then on top of the rocket engine, I found this out whilst literally staring at the X1. The X1 engines, like that on top. Doesn't need to be attached by studs. It does need to be a little taller so that I can sit a minifigure down. And I think to get a minifigure down, we're going to need some jumpers to get them central. We could sit them down. We could sit them down. Why is the Rebel standing all day? I've got a standing desk and I sit down for most of these streams. I only stand up for some recordings and mostly editing. We can get a little seat. Does a chair fit? And how weird would that look if a chair's sticking out the top? Oh, it doesn't fit. But we can get the tan base of a chair, which is almost as good. Tan, brown, there's a bit of grey, white. I think grey's the one. Matches up to the trousers. Will be a pain to break up. Wait, can we even get a minifigure in here? It's not squared off. You can't get a square element in there. A minifigure can't sit down. Jump as it is. Let's see whether... Oh, we've already got them out. They're in, not this one. I think they're in this one. Some might have rolled over though. Doesn't hurt to look. No, there they are. One of the half circle jumpers. Because we don't want the stud in the middle. We want 2 studs to the side, or even better, 1 stud, 2 tiles. Oh, you think they finally patched Lego's Odyssey, Fortnite Odyssey, Lego Ninjago bugs? If you don't know what that is, I included it in a video the other day because I was really hoping that they'd fix it. It's been like it since December something. There's been bugs with the story quests of Ninjago on Fortnite Odyssey. Oh, we're gonna have to finally talk to Jay. Finally. I don't know if we need this second 1x4. I think we do. Mathematically, we need half a plate or just under half a plate. But for some reason, that looks very close. Very close. Like we could get a connection in there without abiding by the laws of Lego and it would still be secure. Oh yeah, look, there is a little gap. That's the little gap that we needed to fill. But you can put a plate in and it's a stronger connection than the 1 stud on the bottom. So this doesn't matter all too much. But I do technically need a 2x6 because I put the 2x6s away. Is there a way that I can get around doing a 2x6 in here? 2x6 is just 2x2s. I have to go as far for the 2x2s, but that's not the point. It's the fact that I put the 2x6s away. And that was me saying to myself, we don't need them. We're not going to use them. We don't need them. And accepting the fact that I wouldn't be going back to grab them. And now I need to go back and grab them. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to grab a few of these wedges. Oh, 2x3s as well. They're even further away than the 2x6s are. I'll grab a little bit of everything. And 2x3s. Ooh, 2x3s are nice. Because they can hold on wedges on the front. Oh. Or not. Ah, they'd be perfect if we didn't have those. So I'm going to save these for the next tree. Maybe we'll use a 2x6 on that. 2x3s. And would the wedge fit in? How was I thinking of using this wedge? Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't work the way I'm thinking. We could get a tile around it. Need something around the front. Maybe we cover it up with leaves. That's how my brain works most of the time. Oh, little gap. Cover it with leaves. No one's going to know. Cover it with leaves. It will all be fine. How many of these did we need? 8? 8 for the tree. There's 8 for later. Oh, I will check that out in a moment. Oh. Not bad. Only spilled 2 of them. Right, let's have a little look. Have they patched it? Is this an official statement? I'm sure I'll find out when it eventually loads. Here we go. Lego Fortnite version 40 update. Keep an eye on your village. You never know who might stop by. Some new special... These are additions. So new special visitors. Rufus, Fish Thick, Poseidon and Fire. Fire. Faye. Roasting Castle special visitors will appear twice a week at launch. When one arrives, they'll stay in your village for the entire day. Oh, wow. You can now restore your world state to a previously saved world state once every 24 hours. Ooh, any world owner on the select world screen. Scary. Last 10 rolling world states saved every hour. Also save the last from the last 2 releases. Restoring blah, 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 blah. Prevent a checkpoint being overridden. Click preserve world state. It will always be available to restore every 24 hours. Nice. Cleaned up the styling on the equipment screen. Mastery tree. Okay. Bug fixes is what we want. So for Fortnite Odyssey, let's start building the second tree. We'll build as we talk. Server performance has been improved for highly developed worlds. Yeah, that kind of needed to be done. We got a 2-player world going. And it's not bad, but I can see how scaling that up, especially with multiple people online, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Fortnite are not going to be able to handle that much information being processed at once. Not in one game. So I'm happy they're working on that still, because Lego is quite a core part. Fixed an issue where the Lost Master's attack wouldn't deal damage to the player. Oh. Haven't run into that one. Not that I'd know. Fixed inconsistencies with a monk NPC. Fair. Resolved an issue where a player would be unable to talk to Lloyd after closing the second portal. Alright. So they'd already fixed Lloyd. Well, they fixed Lloyd for the most part. I guess they didn't fully fix Lloyd because I wasn't aware of another issue with Lloyd. I didn't bump into the first issue, I'll be honest. It's just an issue I've seen people talking about online. But that's cool that Lloyd's issues are still being fixed, because with the first bug fix, I'm sure some people were still unable to play. Where were we? With Lloyd. Yes, resolved an issue where the village would stop working after rejoining the world. I can't say we had that one. Where a village would stop working. I assume that's either the village, there's a post that you can interact with and that's where you get your village stats. It's either that or the villagers in a village would stop doing their jobs. Oh, using the wrong pile here. Fixed an issue where players were unable to teleport, jump or interact with objects and items. That's every couple of minutes. What do you mean fixed an issue? Every couple of minutes we're unable to jump. I just assumed that was one of the perks of the game. Is it not? Is that not meant to happen? I thought that's how it worked. Hopefully that's fixed it for good almost. Players can now complete the quests, hit the ground running, and food with friends without further issues. I don't know if I've had issues with those. There are a few quests that were bugged, but I found out, we played it the other day, and all the quests seem to be working fine. So that's all right, I guess. If they're fixing more bugs, I can't be complaining. Mitigate an issue where players were not able to talk to Zane after reaching the Ice Sanctum. I haven't seen many people talking about that, but there is an issue. Well, there was. Isn't anymore. Okay, where's Jay? Fixed an issue where the golden sheep were having a placeholder icon in the barn and village square and would get stuck in a barn. Golden sheep, I interacted with one. They just look like normal sheep. I know the golden sheep will be leaving soon, so you've got to get a golden sheep whilst you can. But they just look like they act as a normal sheep. They should have had higher drops or something like that implemented, rather than just being a normal sheep with a different skin. I would have gone after one then. Fixed an issue with the quest, the Elemental Master of Lightning, when trying to speak to Jay. Alright, this should be the bug. This should be the bug that we were stuck on. It's nice that 3 months later, I'm not going to complain. It took 4 months to fix the first bugs with Ninjago. Lego Fortnite have already rolled out, what, 3 bug fixes for this game mode since the Fortnite update in December. The first one was about initializing the quest full stop. Some people couldn't get there. That was fixed. I think that was fixed over Christmas. That was fixed by New Year. And then start of February, they fixed a lot of the issues with Lloyd. But the problem was, well, technically they didn't fix them. They just solved a lot of queries with Lloyd. Because the problem with the Lloyd quests was that we didn't run into it. We didn't play it back then, to be fair. So we might have run into it. The problem was the bug fixes that Fortnite rolled out were skipping the quest. So that if you had issues with that and were stuck on it for so long, it would just bypass it. Which meant then you'd get stuck at the next bit. Or you'd get to Zane, you'd get to Jay, and you'd still be stuck on the quests because the actual mechanism isn't working. And that's what it seems like they're fixed. So they've solved the thing with Lloyd. Hopefully that's fixed it for everyone. Same with Zane, same with Jay. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Octagonal tree. Maybe this should be a fallen... Maybe we make a fallen tree. Oh, yes, we make a fallen tree. This is going to hide the attachment for Darth Vader's ship. And then... how are we going to get Darth Vader's ship, though? Do we use Technic? That's not going to support it. I think we keep the base that it's on. We just turn it into a tree. This is the base that Vader's ship is on at the minute. And it's got this on the bottom. Let's remove Vader's ship. See if... oh, that's not going back up there. On the floor. That's good enough. The floor will do. And we need to capture this inside. It kind of works. Kind of works really well. The only problem is the top of the base and the fact that we won't be able to build this into it. Vader's ship will have to be that tall. Not a problem. It fits. It goes just above Yavin. That's going to look cool. But we'll have to work that into there. They've also resolved a number of issues relating to soft lock quests when first arriving on the Ninjago Island. That's cool. Brick Life's got a few announcements. Phone booths temporarily disabled whilst they look into an issue, and they've fixed crashing and issues where player 2 couldn't move. Not bad. The only problem is they haven't fixed anything with the Earth Sanctum, which seems to be why it seems to be what the comments are talking about on this fix. Thanks for sharing, though. Nice to see that that's fixed. Oh, do I just pack up stream now, go play a bit of Odyssey? Or do we finish the tree? I think we finished the tree. Look at that. Not only is that cool, but then how cool's that? That's not meant to happen. All right, hold the top tree and then... oh, how tall does it go? About that tall. So that's how tall the Rebel can stick out, which I think is a decent size. That's at least double the tree. Yeah, that's at least double the tree, if not a little bit more. And then the Rebel can sit on top. And if you want to try and condense it, maybe you're moving it about, you wouldn't even need to break this off. If we could get like a Technic tube on the inside, or even to reset it, you just push this down, thread it through, and that's securing it for transport, because if it does pop off, it's just going to sit on top like that and wobble around a little bit. So it does help secure it. Does help to secure it, but it's not as good as if you follow Bevel's video. I'd recommend that. Imagine if it still doesn't work. We can't be thinking like that. We can't. There is a real chance. There is a big real chance that it still doesn't work. I'm going to put my faith in Fortnite and hope that it pays off. Fingers crossed it will pay off. Otherwise, I'll be back here complaining about it in a couple days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, one more. 8. Oh yeah, unless we had some 3x6s. No. Wait, shouldn't this be light tan on one side? It should, shouldn't it? Because that's the inside of the bark. Oh, it should be light tan. I'm throwing bricks everywhere. I've just realised. Or dark tan. Should it be dark tan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe dark tan's the way to go. Either way, we're going to need a jumper and a 2x2 in light tan. Let's go for that. Got an extra jumper because we're going to need a jumper to attach to the bottom of this tree. And that will secure that one down. There's our jumper connection, which stands the tree a little above ground. But the reason I got a jumper and a plate here is that is how we're going to attach our little bits of bark, our big bits of bark on the inside, like so. We've got the brown holding up the outside. Now we've got the tan, which is the bark on the middle. Might want to fill the center of this somehow. Oh, ooh, studs. Studs, ouch, not good. Yeah, not good at all. Let's try smaller ones. They'd hide on the inside. And I can pull that one out. Either light or dark. Light is a fresher cut, whereas dark is more, it's rolled around in the dirt. Here we go. We can have a top side. Maybe we split it 50-50 on the bottom side. But it doesn't cover up everything. So we'll slope it off as well. And then, oh, 50-50 meant that half of it was like that, half of it was like this. And then slope it off, we can bracket it off. We could even add some sort of door wedge in the middle, couldn't we? What colors do we have of those? Some dark tan, some light tan. Keep the swirls up. Looks like a little ice cream in here. Any brown? Any brown? Maybe brown for the top. Yeah, we got enough of it. Right. I'll find, unless, is that brown or is that dark red? That is brown. Might as well get it as we go. And then, which way would a tree swirl? And why would it be this way? Look at that. That's really, that is so good for the bark on the inside. We've still got a few gaps on the top. We do have the space though to maybe put a 1x1 in there. I'm going to get some jumpers to go in there, and that will fill the gap between everything else. Some brown jumpers, so we got a bit of the bark coming into the actual tree just by popping off each of these sides. And where we've got these gaps, one jumper in the middle of the plate. Look, that fills it perfectly. This looks so good. So good. And then, oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, this is designer level right here. And it is, look, it's just so fragile. This is designer level. This looks so good. Not to toot our own horns here, but Bevel, I think you and I, look at that. Your tree design, my little bit of bark added to the bottom. I put my stamp on it, literally. I've just added a few plates to the bottom and claimed it as our own design. Look at that. And then just a similar thing on the top. I'm now rethinking this bark design because this is a bit too open. If we have the top of the tree, this is the top of the tree as well. Vader's ship's going to be popping out of this. But this is meant to be where the tree stops. Get some more of those brown jumpers and add some leaves to the top, I'm thinking. Oh, put you back up. And we'll lay this down in front somewhere. A little bit of deforestation as well. Where do we need the jumpers? On the opposite sides now. On the ones that didn't have jumpers before. And on the opposite sides of them as well. Instead of on the bottom, on the top. 1, 2, one more. One more, come on, you're in here. Don't make me get the other boxes. Thank you. And this is just to fill those gaps on the side. This is one of the best things I've built this year. How the stream started. Oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be... I don't know if Vader's TIE Advance is the best set of the year, or if it's Darth Vader's Bust, or if it's the next Darth Vader set coming out of Christmas, and then cut forward to now. Oh, this custom tree that I've just built for the last hour beats all of them. Easy. Easy beats all of them. I mean, look at the detail on that. This thing is beautiful. Add some leaves on there. We've got the open bark at the bottom, which is a nice little swirl. This is amazing. Might even add some details on the side. So this is the fallen over tree. And then we've got the tree that will be supporting Vader's ship. Can we not like hide this in the middle? Can we not get this somewhere in the middle so that we don't have to balance this on top? It will work. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. It working. How well is it going to work? How secure is it going to be? 2 of the sides and 2 of the end to ends we need. Let's make sure. I think I got a ton of these in black off the pick and build. I'm going to use those ones. Secure it at the bottom. Oh look, brown studs. Yes, brittle brown to support the tree. That's not going to bite me in the bum. Hopefully not. I guess we just continue. There's no way to add too much on there now. We continue and start to build it up once we got the core going. 2 studs on the back. Oh, can't forget our spacers. And build it up. If Darth Vader was built anything like this, the new bust that is, if the new bust of Darth Vader was built anything like this, I think it would deter some people away. This is complicated for a Lego build, but as someone who's been playing with Lego for so long, and at the end of the day, we are playing with Lego. Like, I'm building here. You can make it sound as sophisticated as you want, but I'm playing with Lego. We're building this tree. I would love for a Lego set to get this fragile, to get this complicated. We're not talking about the A-wing being fragile, as in, oh, this part doesn't go on unless you don't push them all together and let it try and balance under gravity if you flip the ship over. Like, this is secure. It connects, it holds together. Give this to a 5-year-old, it will fall apart in seconds. This is, you just get so much more. I think this exact connection wouldn't be too helpful because, like we've said, Lego would replace this with hinges or clips and find an easier way to get this done without sacrificing the integrity. But there are designs that could use little features of this. So often I'll see, in fact, this has kind of been used on a few of the like helmets or some of the other builds where they've used a snot brick and some plates to offset something, but they haven't used it as much. They haven't used it as much. I think you'd be able to work this. I do think you'd be able to work this. Ignore the silence whilst I process that in my mind. No, you'd be able to work this, yeah. You'd have it. We need... Oh yeah, we were meant to have a snot brick with a hole in the top. I kind of forgot about that and didn't have a hole in the top. We could include a little stud though. That'll balance it out. And then I'm looking to add... Well, I'm looking to add both of you and a 1x6 behind you. A jumper wouldn't work. What would work in this position? 1 stud into 2. 1 stud into 2. What about... Alright, what about a jumper that's 3 studs long? We got a red one here. Again, paying homage to a Lego Smart Play. Cheers! Nice red element. Don't worry, I'm not going to drink them down. Oh, this would work. Yes. And then we've got these 2 wedges. Right, they're going to fall in there. We could just raise it up. We really could. And I might add, rather than a stud on the end here, I might add a 2x2. Didn't get any of those out. Just to secure it on the, give it a little ledge for the platform above it. Not incredibly important, but it does help if you are going to try and add the top and it be slightly out of where it should be. Because this is, yeah, it's a little taller than it might want to be. Just like so. This display is not going to work on top of it or underneath it, I don't think. We can't hide. Oh, wait, but there's two of these, isn't there? Oh, there's two of these. One of these will fit. One of these fits almost perfectly. Oh, but what does that mean? Oh, that fits in front. Couldn't have done it better. Literally could not have done it better. How are we going to get this studded down? Is there a snot brick we can use? Is there any other connection? Yeah, there is. There is a snot brick we can use as well on the side here. We might need to connect it a little forward, but if I replace the sides, yeah, that fits in perfect. That's snug as a bug. We could then swap this out instead of having the black pin for a blue pin. Have a blue pin going through. We've got two holes in there, so I can cap that off with a black stud on the other side. That stops the blue pin being seen. Or we could just plate off one of the other regular plates, to be honest. That would work a little thinner. Blue pin in there. Not a blue Peter badge, a blue pin. Just the one, so, or a tan. In case it sneaks through, I'm gonna get rid of the desire to eat this by including a tan pin. It supports it front and back. I feel like a lot of Vader's tires weight is to the sides. Do I have a 2x4 of the same thing? Yeah, maybe these in light bluish grey. Oh wait, there are black ones. Yeah, we'll go with them. Come on, another one. Where are you? One more. Come on. One more. Where are you? No. There might be one in the bottom. Let's see what this looks like first. So the front of it will have the little one. That we can cover up. Oh. Make sure that goes through. Covering it up with a 1x1 stud just pressed in the middle means you can't see the color of the pin, and because it's tan, it's hidden quite well anyway. And then the big one on the back, when these are studded in, they shouldn't wiggle around. Let's test that before we stud these down. Otherwise, we will need to switch that out. Yeah, because we got the 2x4. It's got a little bit of wiggle. Tiny little bit of wiggle. I mean, most of this wiggle is just my hand wiggling it, but there you go. Tiny bit of wiggle. And it does, oh, it is slipping apart. Did I put that on properly? Yeah, it does. Oh, that's scary now I'm seeing that. It does start to pull away from the front piece, front panel, but the back panel stays on secure just as much as it was. So that will be balancing on our tree. We should push it back. Can we push it back? Just by one? Does it stand? Oh, I tell you why. It's because it's like half a tree. I bet it's going to fall forward if we spin it around. It's not falling forward. It's wobbly, but it stands. Maybe we full send it back and we just remove this clip. Maybe we do need a black pin and just the little stud connection on it, but I thought that would be too weak. Although we could add that to the back as well. I thought this would be too little of a connection. Is it going to fall forward now? No, it stands up. That's pretty impressive. Okay, we could underslope that as well. Let's see what underslopes we've got. Underslopes being their total official name. These guys just pulled off a ton of the 2x2s from... Can't remember, but I did just pull off a ton of the 2x2s from somewhere. We've also got 1x2s, which will be a little more inconspicuous, but it's on the underside of Vader's ship. Let's just pin it in and make sure it's not moving anywhere. Get that sorted out first. And then if you've used the official slopes that come in Vader's tie, which we haven't, I did find a 2x3 that I slid in there instead of the 1x3s, much more secure, and you could get rid of these snot bricks. Then you can add another side to the back there as well. But we don't need that. Not to mention it'd be harder to install because we don't have the space for the studs. With our new slope, it's nice and told off, smoothed off. No space for the studs to go in. So now we've got Vader's ship that this bar alone feels weak. It feels... Right, the fact that that can just pop off to the left and right, we need to secure that in, and it needs to be secure. It needs to be so secure. I'm thinking now brackets, but one of these bars, oh wow, it is not built to hold that much weight. It should not be bending that much. What the hell? Good thing this is going to be on display and not really seen, but this came with the T-Rex skull that we turned into a mythosaur. I don't know why I point so far away. We turned it into this mythosaur. So we won't be needing these again, but I would like them to display a few ships. It'd be better than them snapping for this. Totally worth it though. Really, totally worth it. And then we can secure it down with these. I'm thinking, right, let's put Vader's ship back down. I'm going to secure this one in, and then we can swap it out. I'm thinking snot bricks on the side here. That will hold one stud. And then maybe getting brackets on the front. We've used a 2x2. If I can get brackets on the front there, that could be good. That would be good. Maybe even brackets on the side. Maybe I need to bracket this thing. Literally include, I mean, we could bracket out the sides. Yep, we could bracket out, oh, we could bracket out the sides and bracket out the top. If we have brown brackets. Oh, one. There's one of them. We're looking for 3. Very wishful thinking. 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. Nailed it. So now that we got the 3 brackets, do they fit? Because I didn't think about the fact that, you know, these brackets in the middle would be overlapping. We can't get a bracket in the middle. So what was I trying to go for? What was I trying? They'd have to be put like this. They'd have to be put like this. There's space for something else in the middle. But that isn't really what we want. The brackets do hold down this top bit. That's nice. I think the brackets could even drop a little lower. The brackets could drop a little lower, or we could get something in the middle. What if a bracket goes there? Oh no. So it can only leave at the back. There we go. And then we've only got 3 studs in the back. Like one of these would fit, just like that. And the other one, not as much. Maybe like that. It would fit like that. It just looks like an elephant. That's not what we want. What if we slope? No, I can't slope around the back. Maybe brackets, not the way. We'll add 2 to the back, 1 to the front. That'll be helpful, because then we can connect. Oh no, we can't connect them. Are they one plate out? one plate we can work with. We can switch that to a 6x6, include those on top. We still want it to be built in. So one plate would be how far? One plate would be in the middle of that. So that's plate, snot brick, plate. And that would secure that in. Also would leave a little ledge on the outside. Unless we found a way. What we wanted to do was that. That's what we wanted to do. And that leaves us 5 plates there. Which is perfect. It's 2 studs wide. It is perfect. But it's perfect if we had something coming up the side here. Or if we fit plate, yeah, but it doesn't work. It's perfect, but it's not. Because it doesn't work. Maybe we plate them off separately. We include the brackets on the back. That would stop this being able to pop up. Like it barely comes up off the slope. To make it even more secure, I might add a 1x4 on the underside of these slopes. That will pack it down as well as in. I'm just worried about that popping, because this is going to pop off first chance it gets. Oh, if we could secure these 2 down, which would have to make up the difference, that's perfect. That's bang on the money. That would work. We're talking bracket, maybe like a snot brick, something that could hold it down. Oh, we need a bracket to come down here because that would be level. I think that's level with a bracket. I think that'd be level with the bottom of it, and then something to stick out into it, like a what would work? All right, let's brainstorm. Bracket on the side, because it needs to come out by a little bit. If we could have like a snot brick with a hole, which is any brick is a snot brick with a hole, that would be perfect. But that slight gap is bugging me. It's a plate, so if we could move this down, we can move it down. Oh, wait, is it going to be that easy? And add a slope on it? I feel like there's something I'm missing here. 2x6. We just need the 2x6. 2x6. I'll throw in a slope for free if I've got one. No? Not one? Oh, come on. Not one. No, not 2, not any of them. We'll workshop that. We'll come back to that. But because I included the 2x2 to make a ledge, the bracket can attach straight to that. And then that's the first 2 studs of our 2x8. We could add like a 2x2 at the bottom as well. I'm not too fussed on what's happening down there at the minute. We just got to get this top to work, and then we can do what we want. Also a slope, that's why I was looking for a slope. That would work well. 2x2 I think is our best bet. Oh look, there's a 2x2 in the 1x plate straw. That's fate. That is fate right there. It's not meant to be in there, but we found it in there anyway. Can't beat that. And there we go, we've still got a 2x8 design. And this should, I think the 1x4 is now pushing up a little too far. I'm going to pop off the 1x4. We don't need to replace it because I'm just going to get some slopes off the side. What? Oh, okay, it wasn't pushed in fully. I thought it was going to mismatch. Okay, trust in the process. How deep do I want this tree to be? How deep's it going to be? And how many of these slopes can I whack on it? Let's go easy on the slopes. Maybe get some more 2x2s. Any more in there? Corner plates. Don't seem to be more 2x2s. So 2 more, and then 2x3s are going to be the most secure. We could add some leaves here. 2x3s are the most secure. So I've got to grab those. Or 2x4 wedges. If I've got them in brown, I might as well use them because I don't use brown wedges. And that might be because I don't have a lot of them. Because I can see one right here. But outside of oh, there's more, there's more. Watch these be the same side. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it as soon as I found them so quickly. They were going to be the same side, not the side we needed. Please be the opposite. Yes. We've got 3 of them. Oh, I don't think I've had any brown Star Wars ships. So where these wedges are from, I don't know. And this is just going to bolt this in place. This is not getting out of here. Hopefully ever. Well, until I want to break it down. Actually, take that back. I probably will want to break this down at some point, and I don't want this to be stuck in here forever. I don't want them to break upon it, exit either. 2x2. Always need another 2x2. Or, no, I'll go with a 2x2. We can leaf it up, and a 2x2 will secure it to the other slope as well, the other wedge plate. And then we'll leaf it up. No chance this is getting out of here. That is well and truly stuck. Could even get a little bit of Technic on the back if we wanted to add something in there. Look, it's got a little bit of wiggle. A little bit of wiggle. But that's a hammer. Or a lollipop. Actually, that's quite a cool lollipop. Never thought of using the stick upside down and securing something on top. Should give it a little face if it's a lollipop. Few details missing. Now we just pop off Vader's ship. That was easy. Pop the display wings on the front and secure it underneath like that. And there we go. We have such a wobbly Vader ship. But there's no way, like it can pop off technically and unstud itself down, but there's no way that becomes disconnected. Could we even... No, it's too long to flip it upside down. I do want to get a beam or something running up the back because I do think it's a little too wobbly for my liking. So how long does the beam need to be? Oh, tell you what, we can measure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's a nasty number to get a 15 length beam if those exist. I'm sure they do exist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First time. Extreme luck. Calling it. Always is. And that will provide a bit of support rather than another plate. We've got an actual Technic beam, which is its only job to secure this in place. And then no studs on top, none are needed. Gonna add 2, maybe we go all out and add 3 pins in the middle. But in case I want to add a light or something else on the back, yeah, I'm gonna add 2 pins in the middle. There we go, it's easier to see it on the clearer camera. And then attach the beam right in like so. Oh, I know the difference between the blue and the yellow 1x3s now. The 3 length pins, the blue ones have friction ridges. And that's the one that I would prefer for this. Get some friction ridges in there so that it's not wobbling around as much. And maybe for that reason, we sandwich it between these. There we go. Bar back on. That stops it wobbling. It should stop it wobbling both ways, shouldn't it? Oh, you came out of there. Not going to stop it creaking though. Because look, the blue is not visible through there. You can barely see it. Shouldn't have told you it was blue. You'd have never known. Does that help it? I mean, it's creaking and it's wobbling. But it will stand on display. Right? It stands. Does it stand on my hand? No, this is too wobbly to stand on my hand. Oh. Ready? Yeah, it's too wobbly to stand on my hand, but on a flat surface it will stand. It shouldn't move much. Could we add like a jumper to secure it in even more? I think it'd still wobble back and forth, but it might connect it to the base a bit better if we had a stud connection in there. Just add in like a little tile at the base. It wouldn't take all the pressure, it would pop off way before anything happens to it. But if we get one little stud in here, maybe even a 1x6, a 1x4 should do it. Should do the trick. I'll grab a grey one. And probably brown one, maybe brown jumpers would have worked better as well. Maybe because we got the black stand and the grey Technic, it doesn't matter which colour it is. Would have been nice to have kept it all brown so it fit in with the tree, but this is going to be round the back of it. So we're not going to see this. And then that'll connect the base to it. Yeah, that wants to be free. But that is our little tree base for Vader on Yavin. We're going to want to secure this down with more than a jump up. We're going to want bars in there. Oh no, does that hold it? Does that pull it back a little? Oh, that's not in the position I thought it was then. Well, that was the right place for it. My bad. No jumpers, no tiles. Anything else we can secure this to? I think it would have been better building it from scratch, but that works. It holds Darth Vader's tie in place. Get rid of this. Almost didn't want to come out. There's no other way besides like building up the sides, which are packed in. It's a little thinner. I think the thing is, it's a little thinner than 2 studs wide, this display. So it gives it a little bit of wobble, but it stands. It stands up. It holds it. It's going to be secured down eventually. We could even add some bricks with the, well, not bricks. We could add some bricks with the plates and get those locked in, like we've done the top of Vader's tie just down here. I think a jumper would hold it well enough, but I want to secure this down quite a bit more, especially at the back. At the back, especially, getting some of those elements we used on Yavin to hold down the monitor. Do I remember where those went? They're in one of these drawers. Oh, just found those. There's some, oh yes. Are they here? They are, and they're only in black. Of course, because I used the grey one for Yavin. But these elements, these pieces here would, oh, bridge on the side here. Oh, can these be used in conjunction with the other one at the front? That would really help pinning it down. So I've got both of those on the side. If those work with the front, with the other one, maybe the ship can rest like that. With this element, that's the one. The 1x2 on the 2x2 tile. Where would this have to go for it to be secure? So it would have to, no, it wouldn't work there. Would it work here? Is what I want to know. Is that compatible? No, one plate forward. I think that is. One plate forward. What plates do I have? 1x2 will do. Preferably a 1x2. Or a 2x2 would do better. Suit yourself. Should grab a few of these. I am still going to grab one because I have faith that this might be the last one we need today. A little bit of faith. Just a little bit. And now this should stud it down. right? Oh wait, that's too much. Oh, it's half. Half a plate. Oh, it's half a plate. Which, wait, so if it's in the middle there, middle there. What if I whacked it there? What if I whacked it 1.5 over? Don't think that's how the map works. I think it needs to be like a shimmy across. Oh yeah, this is like one of the first places that I... Wait a second. This is like one of the first places that I tried. So we added 2 plates. That should mean this works. I mean, does it not work? It popped out of this side. Okay, I don't know if... No, it's half a stud out. So surely that should mean it would work if it was back here. I don't know why this isn't working. It's like it works in my head. But it didn't work a second ago. Oh, we didn't try this a second ago. This worked straight away. Perfect. So this is the connection we want for our tree. And that will just secure it down a lot more than anything else we can do with jumpers. That's 12 studs of connection on the bottom there. 4, 8, 12. And that still stands up Vader's tie. So that's our little tree. That's the bottom of this end. So maybe it is sprouting a few more leaves, only little ones though. Let's get our leaf bucket in. Can't leave that out. And get a few little leaves sprouting out. It's a little bushy top where the top of the tree's fallen. It's trying to regrow. It's got a nice little story to it. And for some reason it's grown a Vader tie advanced. I need one of these trees. Or not. Maybe I don't need one of these trees. What's the tact like on it? And then how many of these leaves can I add in such a small space? Go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I could be a little extra, add like a frying pan stud down here with more leaves out the top. I think we leave it at 9 and maybe add like the odd leaf coming down here. Oh yeah, gravity. It wouldn't be going outwards, it would be coming down. Just because we get little branches just randomly appearing. So something like that for this bottom half of the tree. Okay, and that would be back left of Yavin. I want to stud this down on a base plate. I don't trust that enough. Like, I'm going to be wheeling over. This is going to wobble a little bit. And I feel like that might just jump. So we'll put that down in a minute. This we can connect down with all sorts of techniques. I might leave this just loose, laying down. And then this, we'll go in with the jumper. We might need to outstand it a little bit. Just a little bit. So I'll add another plate. And we'll get some tiles around this as well so that it fits in. But that's nice and secure. Now all that's left to do is to clean up and actually get this on a base plate with Yavin. And I'm rethinking Mills plating it out. I don't know if Mills plating it is the best thing for it. That way in a second. Did I have this tub out? Don't remember the colour now. I think it was a dark blue one because it's a pretty new draw. Yep, dark blue it is all the way. And then instead of Mills plating it, If we mills plate it, we're going to need a load of grey tiles, a load of grey plates, because the whole thing is grey. No, wait, it's green, isn't it? Oh, wait, we're using the green base plates. Oh, we could mills plate it. Yeah, we could do it. Do it. But it's green. Yavin's quite green. Maybe we add stripes to it. Maybe we don't mills plate the entire thing and do it in little sections. That way we don't have to sit here mills plating an entire display to break it down in a few weeks. Also, we still get the look of Yavin that we're going for. It is quite grassy. Big grey base where the temple actually is. So maybe we just tile it out and add some plates coming around the ships as well. The ships are going to cover most of the ground. We'll see what it looks like once we've got the plates out. Now let's do a little bit of tidying. I wouldn't mind seeing more base plate. Whoa, I don't think we've ever seen a base plate in a Lego Star Wars set. Someone fact check me. What does that mean? Mills plating. Mills plating, M-I-L-S. I don't know if mills. What does mills stand for? If I search mills plating, it's M-I-L-S. Oh. What does it stand for? Modular Integrated Landscaping System. There you go. This is a mills plate here. Let's get that up. There we go. This is a mills plate here. And what it is a way to connect your city in chunks. Think of it like Minecraft or like Lego Ninjago. No problem. Think of it like Minecraft, Lego Ninjago. Whenever you're in a video game, it loads it by chunks. It's similar with these sort of plates. I don't remember who come up with the whole mills system and made it semi-official. Even before that person come up with it, these were being used in Lego cities throughout, even like 60s, 70s. It just used to be base plates. Now, because of how heavy Legos got and how big mocks get, you need to mills plate them, which creates a stronger foundation. Now, the reason I don't think we need to mills plate is because we've got two base plates. They're not going to have anything attached to them. Yavin's just going to perch on top. I might tile off a little section for Yavin. The trees are going to be plated down, and that's it. I think we're going to have one tree with the Rebel this side, one tree with Vader that side, and that is literally it. That's all that's going to be studded down. Maybe I do keep Yavin here for now. Maybe I move the slave one, maybe a few speeders around, but none of them are going to be studded down either. All right, I'm going to have to clear. There's another pile of sets down here. I'm going to have to clear those to get the slave one down there. Oh wow, this stand is not secure. I fixed this up the other day and it's already starting to split. Oh, does that go horizontal? Or does that go vertical? Horizontal looks good. It goes horizontal now. We've got the planets. Yeah, I think that's the right space for Yavin because it's nice and open. And then we start moving it back. And I just put the planets just over there. And you know what? Slave one. No, I can't put it on the floor. I can't put it on the floor. All right, there we go. What if we start to construct? The nose is just... What if we start to construct Yavin over here on the side? Oh, forgot I had it tucked in. No, I've just pulled out my shirt. There we go. What if we start to construct Yavin where it's gonna... Is the camera focusing? Yes, that's more like it. We need to clear these little side builds. I do want to keep like the little Yavin station from Vader's ship. I want to keep that and add that to the display. The speeder that we made, probably not going to add that. We've got a few little lights as well. It'd be cool to get my light kit out for this. This is what I need to get the light kit out for. We got the Y-Wing, the X-Wing, and then Yavin in all its beauty. That can steal my chair for now. I also can't see anything with the slave one. So I'm going to lay that down. I think I am going to store it horizontally right away. Let me see if I can show this off. So when it was up, this was sizably away. After a couple minutes, it will go like that. And then I turn it on its side and it instantly closes up that gap. Because the weight of the nose is, because, let me kneel down. Because the weight of the nose is no longer falling over the side. I think this ship was tested on its side like this. That way you can access the little play feature on the inside. You can still get Kenobi's ship around it. But the only thing is, especially with this ear here, if I wanted to display it on a shelf, it's either coming out by about 8 studs in the base and another like 6 to 8 in the nose, or the ear is. Or even at an angle, the ear is still about 2-3 studs out, and same with the nose. So I think what I might do is take off one of the ears. It's only connected with Technic. This should be easy to do. Yeah, you should be able to pull it out here. I'm not going to do it right now because it might make a mess. And pull out the Technic here. Then you've got a flat side. You just fold it up or move it out of the way. Even keep this bit connected and just fold that bit up. Can't see why that wouldn't work. But for now, this is going out of the way. I'm going to lay it down to rest and maybe keep that a bit more permanent and get rid of this display thing. As I said, for another time, first off, you've got base plates. Yep, they fit nice. Vader's ship back here. Really nice ship at that. Well done, Lego. For now, I'll leave 2 studs front, 2 studs back. Wow, that popped, crackled, and popped some more. Not a fan of that. Does that fit with Yavin in the middle? Or does it overgrow where it's needed? We also still have a little bit of green on the side. I guess I can pop that out. Oh, these trees might be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. What? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the base plates weren't together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfectly in the middle. Making sure that's lined up. I mean, it speaks for itself. Is there much point in me being here? I think this mock's just awesome. I don't know what we're doing with this little side build. It did go with the other side of the tree. Maybe we use this to add some greenery, because this is just gonna slot down 2 studs forward. Oh, 3 studs forward. We did it like that. Yeah, this tree looks smaller. Maybe it's because we didn't add any green on it. So I can add this in front. Take out, oh, I can't take out the Technic. Can I even get this in front? Or is that option not available with the way it's built? I don't think it is. So we've got this little display. Not sure about that right now. We've also got, thank you, Bevel. So we've got Vader's tree that holds up Vader's TIE Fighter. We've got the one with the Rebel outpost that does grow. How cool is that? There's the Rebel outpost. And then it should, if I didn't bend it on the way out. No, I bent it on the way out. Yeah, this, oh no, I didn't. You can always just spin it back in. That works too. There you go. It went down and we didn't need to open the tree. Yes. Okay. We got this little Rebel hideout, which I don't think it makes sense having it in front of the Rebel lookout. We still need to add leaves to that. I think that should be down here. And I like what they did with this lookout. I like the fact that it's tilted. So I want to add a smaller turntable to the base of this. If we're tiling it out, it gets it lifted up 1 plate off of the base plates. Oh, let's go with a red one for Lego Smart Play. Cheers, Lego. Every time I get a red element, I'm gonna tear it to. I'm gonna cheers it to the smart play system. Oh, we wanted the Falcon over here though. Are we gonna fit the Falcon if we have a rebel hideout? Oh, oh. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that one bit. All right, we can get the little grassy bit down over here by Vader's tie. I said about the fallen log as well. So the fallen log fits down there. As for how we're going to connect that, oh, there's like a million ways we can connect the studs. Easiest would be nipple toes and jumpers. We do have some on the desk. We've got the grey nipples and maybe grey jumpers. Maybe this is a tree that they've tried to secure down. Or we could do brown studs with the hole in. Brown studs with a hole in. Somewhere in the middle. Because they look like branches still from the top side. And these nipple tiles are going to be hidden with the other tiles that we put down. We just need to know whereabouts they are going. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, that's it. We're going to be here for 3 hours trying to put this stud down. Come on, no. Come on. Just like that. Yes! That's all I had to say. And then this will secure it down on its side. Secure enough connection. 2 studs is all we need. And I want to have the bark side show him. Oh, I've just realised it now. The bark side joke. The bark side makes sense. I understand it now. Oh, it's not wide enough to support it at an angle. Is there a wide enough? No, it so almost fits in. What if it was in the middle? Oh, come on, there's... Yes, okay, it fits. It fits. Did it secure down? Yep, it's secured down at an angle. Perfect, it works. Sorry, Falcon. You might need to find somewhere new to chill. The Y-wing, technically the Y-wing fits inside. Now, I don't know. Do we see a Y-wing inside in the in A New Hope? And if we do, it's definitely an angle, right? Because now we might be able to fit the... Oh, no, we don't want the X-Wing to be right in front of the Rebel. Oh, these ships are still too big. Microfighters would have been perfect for this. So Y-Wing being inside, that helps and makes sense. X-Wing on the side. Doesn't really work. And the X-Wing's too wide to fit back. So we're at a conundrum with this. So the Falcon's not going to fit here. I don't think the Falcon's going to fit there. Maybe if we push it back, it will. And Yavin is also sitting 2 studs forward. So if we push Yavin 2 studs back, it's not studded down, is it? Oh, it is caught on the trees? No, shouldn't be. Yeah, we can get it 2 studs back. I think it's caught on the trees now. Yeah, it's caught on the trees 2 studs back, but that's all right. And now we get the Y-Wing engines inside. Slight angle to it. Falcon. Closer. X-Wing. X-Wing's not going to fit there. X-Wing might fit on the side. Wow, how do people that build Yavin have so much space for all their ships? I need more space than this. Maybe the Y-Wing comes out. The X-Wing parked in front of Yavin. Now the Y-Wing kind of works on the outside, but I was hoping we'd get the Falcon in. I don't think that's a possibility. I don't think the Falcon's going to fit here. It's too big. Best chance is going to be on the corner, in which case if the Falcon's overhanging, the X-Wing can overhang. And what if we overhang the Y-Wing at the back? Oh, how far? Nope, that's a clone I'm knocking. All right, Y-Wing, X-Wing. It kind of looks packed, but that's how Yavin is. Not that packed, but packed. We've got a log fallen down. Maybe that was Luke. That rebel on the back of Luke's engines is going to get fried. No doubt about it. That's a dangerous place to sit. Doesn't look bad though. And we have space for the Falcon. Oh wait, I forgot about these speeders. We could get one in the back of Yavin. Maybe we put the speeders in there. Maybe the speeders go into Yavin, because that's how they get around inside. This is the one from Luke's X-Wing with the little octane tanks, which is the funner of the two. So keeping that one on the inside. I think this hose is a bit extra, but that's how the speeder is. So that's how the speeder will. But is there an element we can swap for this hose that still works in the same way? There's not one that I can think of. Instead of the saddle piece, something that will bend round just like that and attach to both pieces. Like we could complicate it, be a bit extra, get a ton of clips in place, but is there one element that would free flow and be tube-like? Because I can't think of any element to hand. Or we could just go with this little speeder instead. Is a little more accurate. And I think same for this little bit of Yavin that came with the X-Wing. Maybe we add the screen somewhere. Maybe we can implement that on the inside. We just take that section off because it is its own little build. We add that by the Rebel. That also locks it in at an angle. Oh, that's handy. Oh, that's really handy. Yeah, I'm going to keep that in there to lock that. Get rid of this little build. We got the Imperial speeder bike. We might have to say goodbye to. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, but this with the wheels was so good. What if I pop the back off? Or what if I add the back of this onto the back of that? And make a little mock out of the two of them. All right, that is what I think I'm going to do. And then we can always include two different speeder builds. That sounds like the best of both worlds. When it comes to speeders, if you don't have to choose between them, add a little bit of both. Take what's fun about one, which is it's mainly the wheels, and then take the engines and the extra little builds off the back of the back end of it. Not even two speeder builds, is it? Really, it's just the one speeder build with two separate sides to it. There we go. Ooh, a little brighter. So I'm going to keep this build. Quite like the hidden compartment and the bright yellow, the reveal. But for the speeder that came in the X-Wing, I'm popping off the back section of it that attaches to this and stealing the brackets. Basically the brackets. That will cover up the bottom, and then the entire top section should roll over onto this 4x4 space. Keep the grille on the back. We don't even need the back section. Keep the grille on the back. Get rid of the jumpers maybe. Or keep the jumpers. Wait, we just need this. We just need this tool here, the tank, and the brick in front, which should have been a storage container. Should have been a storage container. It isn't. So there's nothing we can do about that. And this is probably a refueling car. It's a nice play on it. Because we did have a clip out to the side. I regret taking that clip off now. I switched it out for the hammer. And now we're going to need it. And instead of the Smart Play accessory bits, yeah, whack that there. And you can even whack the tool just down the side. Little crate on the back there. Look at that. That is cool. I am going to remove this. So now we've got a little speeder that can attach to itself, maybe. We add the wheel back on. And that can just carry the smart brick. We've removed the smart brick out of it. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, and then I really should attach this 1x2 in there. Otherwise, there's going to be a little gap. We don't want that. You can still get minifigures. A minifigure will perfectly sit on the back here. You've got the driver on the front. We've got the hammer on one side. What else can we use instead of this connection here? Because it's not the best connection either. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's pretty mediocre. What would Lego use here? Probably a bit of string. Back in the day, it'd be a bit of string. Nothing that can clip around here like that clip on the side would. It would totally be a bit of string. But I don't want a bit of string. I want to overcomplicate it and get something else in there instead. Not a long bar. I might go for a chain. I think a chain might be a, like it's not wiry, but or barry, but it's good enough that it has a connection between them. And that's what we're looking for. End of the day, little connection. We can replace the stud on the hilt with the stud from the chain. It locks it in place as well. Means no one can steal it. And then add this to the top or to the side section of the pneumatic T. There we go. Can it connect down? Is it cool to connect down? Yeah. There we go. Connect down. Probably connects round to the side as well. If I had to try and spin it. Oh, or not. Maybe it doesn't connect down to the side. No, not with this short of a chain. It doesn't. It barely connects where it needs to connect. So we'll keep it on the back. You could put it on the top here as well. That makes it look a bit busier. That makes it look a lot more cartoony than the old one that came with Yavin. The cartoony version of it. But both of these should fit inside a Yavin now. Or one of them should stay outside refueling ships. It's kind of what it's there for. I'm going to try and fit the Y-wing in one more time. One leg over each. Oh, it kind of locks it into place. Why is that so perfect but so also not perfect? It's perfect. It's the X-wing that I think I'm not fond of. And it would work out on display in front. It would work. It would look pretty cool. I don't want the back to the camera. I think here is all right for it. Again, engines across the little foot soldier. Maybe they can move. Oh, what if they move back a little bit and I had a speeder down here? Okay. Let's work this and see. I feel a bit better now. They're a bit protected. We can add a screen so that they're even more protected from the beams of the X-Wing. And then the refueling speeder in front. Nope, that's too chunky. The regular speeder in front. That's better. Refueling speeder can sit. I don't want to put anything between because it busies it up too much. And that's not what we want to do. It might even be the tree. It might be the tree that I want to move over like a stud or two. Of course, that's it's too secure of a connection. It doesn't want to go anywhere, does it? And then, oh, too close to the wall. Oh no. Now, these will never go back. How close were they? All right, something like this. Let's give it one more go. Right next to the temple. Gives Luke a bit more space. It could even get a little angle going like that. And then we might have to say goodbye to the refueling station. We just might have to. The speeder almost works. If we got some minifigures on it, I wonder if it'd look any better. But I also don't see it looking much better, because at the minute it feels a little out of place. Even this Rebel station feels a little out of place. I think if Luke's X-Wing was here, if Luke's X-Wing was back here, the Rebel station, I like that one a lot more than I do the X-Wing one. Let's move the X-Wing pieces aside just for a moment so that we can take a look. Get the log off. That should be a bit more front and center. Oh, and in one piece, preferably. So for this log, how to connect it down, I'm connecting one stud in between, like skipping a row and then putting one stud in the middle, and then one stud in the middle of the bottom 4 studs. And I don't know the angle this creates, but this does attach at a 40 odd degree angle. And that's the easiest thing I could work into there. All right, the X-Wing now sits all the way back. Maybe the Y-Wing should sit the other way so that I'm giving more space to the Falcon. And it's also not too visible from in front. Or should the Y-Wing just sit front on? Sticking out a little bit. Maybe we've got the Rebel speeder next to it. Maybe someone's getting in the Y-Wing. Maybe someone's just got out the Y-Wing. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know. What I do want to know is where this log will go and why the perfect space is right here next to the X-Wing. It kind of is. It kind of is the perfect place. Maybe this log isn't made to be on here. Maybe it's destined for something greater, or, oh wait, maybe it's destined to be behind Luke. Oh, yes, because then the X-Wing would back up onto it. Oh, yes. And this would stop Luke's X-Wing falling off the display as well. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, love that. Luke's X-Wing backs up onto a fallen log, which is supporting Vader's tie. We've now got a spare bit of greenery that I'm going to whack right in the forward bit of scenery here. And we do have a Rebel outpost that is able to be positioned around. Maybe we take this thing off the base. We can add like a little turret in the foreground, possibly even position these things on the Yavin tower itself, because we have like this little 2x2 section up here. We could get a spare turret up there looking out. We've got the Rebel computer that I think would work perfectly, literally in place of this. In place of this top corner, I'm popping off the 2x2 brick and placing in the Yavin computer. Don't know how we're going to get the chair in. Yep, a trooper cannot sit that tall, so we might need a 2x4 to squeeze the chair onto. Is that gonna work? Can we get a 2x4? I think that takes too much away. Maybe we can add this somewhere around the board. Just take the little bits off. Make sure the leaves go back on. Can't be misplacing those now. Well, we can. Let's not. And then a little Yavin station, maybe right outside. Maybe right outside here, there's a little Yavin station. Yes, that's the one. Controlling what ships leave, when they can come and go. That's it, because that builds in Yavin then. It busies the ground. We need some markings. We've got our little lights that will be cool it up. And maybe they sit out even further in front of the Yavin display. Or they can go right up close. Maybe even in front of Yavin. Maybe these lights are lighting up Yavin rather than lighting up anything else. We've gone with a lot of tan. Let's finish it up with 2 tan studs. One here and one somewhere here. And then next time we will be building the Falcon. That will hopefully fit here, and we can take a look at the finished Yavin product. Look at the desk, ignore those. I'm printing a tub for them and I'll be putting these back after the stream. But that's all the time we got for today. I'm loving Yavin so far. We've cleared up a lot of the mess. We've got 2 trees now, thanks to Bevel. And it's a great idea for the trees. Yavin's looking awesome. I'd love to be able to spin this around. And I think it was a great idea putting it right there. Having it there, I might make this the permanent home for the slave one, if I can pull off an ear. And then we'll keep some of the big figs, and if I can get the slave one in there with that advent display, I will. If not, I might just squeeze it up here with the rest. But that is all for today's stream. Thank you so much for hanging and sitting through the build. We got over 3 hours worth of work on that, and the greatest news that we might be able to contact Jay in Lego Fortnite. So I look forward to that. The next stream, now the next stream won't be until Sunday, where hopefully we will be completing Lego Batman 3. There's some big news on that. I won't get into that today. Stay tuned till then. Until then, thank you so much for watching. May the bricks be with you always.